Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I need to check all my audio immediately. Can everybody just, say hello? Hey, how's it going? Welcome, everybody, to the show. There's no Dot today, so
Hello.
I'm running it, and I'm hearing an echo immediately.
Uh-oh.
Gotta love it.
Where's this echo coming from?
Gotta love it.
Nope.
Are you listening to the Twitch
stream?
No, I closed the stream because I thought that was it. It's not that. Where the hell is the noise coming from?
Hey, Twitch chat, are you guys hearing the echo? Hey, Twitch chat.
Yeah, because it's coming through desktop. The hell?
I don't think I hear it.
God dang it, I thought I had this all
it.
figured out. This is what happens
Okay.
when Dot leaves, dude. This is what happens. This is it.
Okay, so they're definitely hearing the echo. Give us a second, guys. It wouldn't be a Twitch stream without some technical difficulties.
I'm very, very sorry. Hang on. I think I can figure this out. Speak?
Hello.
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 Again, it's still echoing. Where is it coming from? You guys should be there. That should be me.
No echo.
No
It's
echo.
gone on
It's
our
gone on-
end.
it's
Okay,
gone on their
that's
end.
good. That's excellent. Where is it coming from me? I found it. I found it. Hey, we did it.
Yay.
Excellent. Okay.
Good job.
Everything's working out as intended.
A lot less dramatic now, though.
Little less dramatic. That's okay. Hang on,
Yeah.
we put on the dramatic music. Don't you worry. We've got that in spades. There you go. Dramatic music. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back to Shadows of Sybil, episode 3, the third episode of our final season of the SOS trilogy. We've taken a couple of weeks off for the holidays. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays.
Fantastic.
Everybody enjoying relax.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy New
Happy New Year,
Year,
guys.
2023.
Yay.
Oh, 2023 sounds weird, but 2024 already doesn't sound weird to me. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why that's the case. It just is. I'm super excited to be back. We only got 2 episodes in before we had to take a break, and I was like chomping at the bit to just continue. I've been so excited to keep continuing this, and we are excited to continue as well. But if you guys are new, or maybe you only know us from SOS or what have you, check out Pod by Night. That's obviously the name of the Twitch channel here. But if you check out Pod by Night on Twitter or any of the podcasting apps, look up Pod by Night, and you'll see what we've been doing for the past 2 years. We haven't stopped playing Vampire. We just ended up going the podcasting route because it seemed like podcasting had a serious lack of Vampire, actual plays is the word I'm looking for. And we're on our 4th season of the main show with 2 mini shows, 4 episodes each sprinkled in. But the first arc, the first story, the first 3 seasons is done. The 4th season is called something entirely different, not to confuse people. But go check us out. It's me, Dot, Josh, Bub, and special guests that rotate through. And you will continue to see special guests as we continue to produce episodes there. And if the other way around for you guys, and you know us from Pod by Night, welcome to Stitch of Fate, the very first vampire show we ever did together. This is the final season of 3. And if you are interested in checking out the rest, please go over to youtube.com/roll4 and it. They have the first 2 seasons there, and that's where all the VODs are going to be uploaded after Twitch, after 2 days, I believe is the length. So if you missed the stream or you're curious, you can jump over to their YouTube channel after a couple days, but if you want to watch it right away, if you're a subscriber, the VOD is immediately available right here on the channel. Speaking of, I was told we got a bunch of gift subs, and Bub's been watching the chat, so Bub, who we shouting out? Because I know we got a ton of gift subs. Do you remember?
Oh man, there's a lot. Let's see if the chat has some recollection here. It looks like from the very beginning,
All the
Nerda
Duke fans, yeah, man.
subbing 6 months, Alizara for 7 months. We had some gifted subs coming in from Anonymous for Shadow Man, Anonymous for Gehenna Wolf, Totems for Sale. We had 5 gifted subs. From Mr. B Grizzly, 5 more from, I swear I saw 5 more from Samuel James. I think we got 5 more from Mr. Grizzly.
Damn, man.
Elazar came through. Man, it's been a busy day.
Nerd to
Nerda coming back through
24,
with 5
Jesus.
more. Yeah,
I mean,
it's going in.
you know, when we started the show, we were hopeful that people would be excited and want to continue the story. It had been 2 years. And the amount of support we've gotten has blown us all away. So above and beyond anything we could have ever expected. Thank you guys. We love this show as much as you guys do, and we're so excited to be able to continue it. If you want to support us directly, you can do so over at patreon.com/podbynight. All the funds there go directly to making more shows, paying our cast, paying our guests, making the extra content behind the scenes, getting art done, music, all that stuff is directly funded thanks to you guys over at Patreon. And if you want to bring the shows above and beyond, that's the best way to do it. And by dropping subscriptions here and bits here, all the money here goes to paying the cast of this show right here. Since Shadows of Sybil is not really a pod by night show production per se, thanks to Roll For It for allowing us to finish the show.
Thank you guys.
The way we're going to be doing, the way we support the show is through our Twitch stuff. And you get a bunch of emotes. We just had the Ollie emote was recently approved on the channel, right? We were just talking about that off camera.
Yep, 2 of them, the Butcher and Ollie updated. So yeah.
It's
cool stuff.
It's cool to see Butcher/Ollie's like visual growth as well. All 3, like
Yeah.
the art of the very first show and where all 3 of you look like now is different, and it's awesome. I'm very excited to keep playing. Do we have a sponsor? We don't need no one to thank, right? No one else? I didn't miss
No, I don't
anything?
think so.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's worth noting that if we continued cracking over some milestones on Patreon, that it's no secret, guys. We want to be able to take this up to the next level and start a second permanent long-running show akin to Crack Crown and Stitch of Fate. So if that's up your alley, if you want more of us, then speak over there on the Patreon. Show us that you want to see those milestones met, and we will make new shows come your way. It might be more vampire, or it could be something else in the World of Dark universe. Maybe you want a different supernatural, and that's something that we might be able to make happen.
I've heard cool things about werewolf recently. I don't know.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
as well,
Saw
I'm
on
excited.
Twitter,
I'm very excited.
Maybe.
Yeah, you guys are the lifeblood of the show. It's without you guys, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. I mean, we initially jumped in being like, okay, let's try to get 7 episodes done. Let's just do 7 episodes of a show and see, whatever happens. And here we are. Yeah, so thank you guys again. And if you want to support us other ways, we have a merch you can check out over on our Twitter. There's a giant link tree. And if you want to be part of the conversation and talk to people about this show, other shows, Theory Craft, Spoiler Talk, we have a free Discord. Anybody can jump in. It's freaking huge. There's hundreds of freaking people on it already, which is nuts. It's always busy. So swing over there and join the community. We're all in that Discord too. I don't really talk much, but I read all of it. So
He lurks.
I am
He's
a
a
huge
dirty
lurker.
lurker.
I'm a very, very big lurker. It's fun. Okay. I'm done babbling. If you're all done babbling, and some people might notice there's a particular player here who hasn't been seen on SOS since the particular death of another character. Josh, welcome freaking back to
Thank you.
SOS.
Very excited to be here.
I am very excited to have you here.
Yeah, it's been a while. I only just got over the death of the previous character. It's time to go through that whole cycle again.
We need to relive the trauma.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
You're
We get the Ghost Saito emote, by the way.
Yeah, we should get
That's
a
actually a good
Ghost
idea.
Saito. Oh man, something that represents chaos at all times. Anytime he shows up. And what's great is the character you're playing now is directly tied to Saito. So
There's some story stuff I'm
there
looking
is some
forward
story
to
stuff
doing.
in there. And,
Spoilers.
you're never truly rid of Saito. You never truly can get rid of
As
this
you
guy.
can see from
Right?
episode 1 and 2, we're never truly rid
Never
of Saito.
truly rid of him. Okay. All right. Well, with all that said and done, I say we dive in. Everybody good? All right, here we go then. Without further ado, let's set the scene, rein things in, see what our coterie's up to. The opening is confusing. We don't fade in as much as we snap in. A whirl of red and black in the sky, mixing like ink. The camera, sporadic, we only see blurs, glimpses of things. The one thing we can tell is that we're downwardly spiraling, falling from wherever we may be. And as we might hit the ground that we can just catch glimpses of, we stop suddenly, right behind Ava's shoulder. There she stands in a city of red, a hole by her feet in the center, and music pouring out of it. Do you remember the song that was playing?
Yes, the oh my god, why is it losing my brain?
You got this.
Moonlight Sonata. Moonlight Sonata, of course.
Sonata.
Moonlight
Yeah, of
Sonata.
course. What else could it possibly be?
That's all it is.
And as Ava is strolling through the streets, recognizing a vision she's had plenty of times in the past and arrives at that center hole, to her left is a surprising figure, Nero. There he stands, gazing into this open void, almost not even noticing you stride next to him. We hear your high heels slightly echoing on the asphalt that you walk across, and as you skirt to a stop, that's when Nero had turned to you, surprised to see Ava. But your attention to Nero was only just, as it was quickly pulled away by another gazing set of eyes over Nero's left shoulder. Those crimson green eyes that you're so familiar with, wearing his crimson tie and his green suit. Saito. Out of curiosity, Ava, is your attention pulled?
Yes, I would say it is.
Can I get an I can't think of the right word because I'm old man and I don't have a good memory anymore. Roll 20. I need a intelligence resolve check, please.
Intelligence. Resolve.
Check. Okay. You may re-roll 2 of those if you choose to by spending a will point.
I will. You know what? Yeah, let's re-roll 2 of them. Might as well.
All right, there we go. You added 1 success, so 2 successes total.
2 successes. Yep.
And your attention is focused on Saito.
Yeah.
So as Nero says your name with a hint of confusion behind it, before you can respond, your eyes are caught by his. And as you stare into Saito's eyes, the sounds of whatever Nero may be saying seem to fall mute to us, to Ava. And in a moment, there feels to be a gush of wind. Your dress ripples outward, not flying upward, of course. We're tasteful here in the vision world. And you can feel the pressure push against you. You bring your arms up to brace yourself from the wind, blocking what you can so you can keep your eyes open a bit. But just as quickly as it arrived, it dissipates. Nero is no longer there. But Saito stands before you.
Shit.
Where he was, just behind where Nero had been standing. But you see him in his full glory. His green suit, perfectly trimmed and fit. The red tie, double Windsored knot to his neck. His clean-shaven face, no longer carrying or wearing the chaos he once did toward the end of his life. A unnatural peace almost sits across him, and his hair is well taken care of as it always had been. And that gorgeous red gem sits the centerpiece of where his tie meets his neck, as it always had. What does Ava do?
I just look at him. It's almost like he's too perfect in this state. And I just ask, is it really you?
Josh.
It's all a ploy, wasn't it?
It has been
Saito.
a long, strenuous effort to
Sorry.
reach Ava. Years of, well, measuring time is impossible. You don't know when you exist and when you don't. Sometimes you believe you must be dead. These are the final moments of your true life. Even convincing yourself occasionally that this just must be hell and that you were immortal. The vampire was all just a weird vision. But through that time and that confusion, amongst voices of infinite kinds mulling through your head, you were eventually able to gather yourself with effort. And because of the last act you did, being as quick and sloppy and ill-researched as it was, you were able, try that again. You were able to finally reach Ava. You don't know how or where, It's not that you appear like a ghost and you're suddenly there. You merely feel her presence. You know you're making contact with her. And in this moment, you swirl in a chaos of red and black. Screaming voices surround you as endless faces peer out, begging for help, begging to be freed, others begging to just be killed. You do not see Ava, but you feel her. You hear her voice. Even amongst the cacophony that surrounds you now, you hear her. You've reached her. All you know is you want to guide her. You do have control over the vision of Saito that Ava sees now. Josh, what does Saito do?
The first thing he does is he tries to talk. And it's just his mouth forms the shape of words, but nothing comes out. And I think he realizes that and just kind of fixes a bit of a wry smile. And
before you continue, Saito is a man of subtleties. A wry smile could mean many things. And if anybody could pry the meaning of what that smile means, it's Ava. Is it a wry smile of pride that you now know you've made contact with her? Or is it a wry smile of familiarity? Or something entirely different?
this is some mixed emotions from him. It is a little bit of pride at being able to navigate his new state to some degree, but mostly it is just an overwhelming sense of relief that he has finally been able to reach out successfully, fully.
And that context is not lost on Ava, a master of reading those and others, even strangers. But Saito, it's like she wrote the book herself. And as you look at him smile, you take that in, Ava. There is genuine relief and joy on his face. Continue.
Yeah. He looks around and continues to smile as if this was all for you. And he gestures into what can only really be the middle distance, towards a building that seems kind of out of place in the cityscape.
And as you gesture, Saito, and as you, Ava, you watch as he points or raises a hand in that general direction, he dissipates. Instantaneously, it's though you blinked, he is gone. And our camera cuts. We hear the swirling chaos of screams again. The desperate pleas for help, to be killed, to kill. All meet our ears before our vision slowly fades in and we see Saito. In his truer form, when we last saw him, with ripped clothing, bags under his eyes, destroyed hair, his gem missing, almost floating in what could be considered a viscous liquid. Fetal position. That's my garage. Hang on a second.
I knew he had him trapped somewhere.
I don't want him out of my garage, dude. That's where we're going to keep. Let me try that again. As our vision sharpens, we see Saito as described, curled into the fetal position. He writhes, twists, and contorts. His arms are thrown out, his back bends in unnatural ways as though it would break. And beneath him, strands of darkness, that void, that viscous abyss, claws at him. Tendrils wrap around his neck, hands pouring forth, made of this liquid, reach to grab at his clothing. Faces appear and scream, some even try and bite. But Saito continues to fight. He twists again and whips around, and you hear just faint echoes of Saito's pained voice. Not coming from him, but as the rest of the voices from everywhere all at once. And as he's able to rip these tendrils off of him the entire time, he's unable to open his eyes. We cut as Saito reappears, standing there, gesturing as he was before. There is a building that stands out of place that he points to. You're convinced it wasn't there before, but now it stands. Saito, what is this building?
It is quite square and quite large, and it is clearly a hospital.
Is it was Ava familiar with that place or no?
I don't think anyone
I don't think so.
ever even asked. But you did know that he was a hematologist.
Okay.
And as he gestures to the hospital, Ava takes it in. Does Ava reply? Does Ava respond? What does she do? She obviously sees what he's gesturing to.
She, whatever this is, the sign is that he's giving to her, she just kind of nods and she's like, whatever it is, whatever you need, just tell me. And yeah.
Perhaps Saito reactively or instinctively goes to open his mouth to speak the words that he so desperately wishes he could. But there's that immediate reminder that he cannot as he reaches to his neck. And as he reaches to his neck, you see, in a moment, a flicker on his face. And I truly mean a flicker. Not a transformation, not a movement from one emotion to another, but his calm look as he goes to reach for his throat is quickly blurred, moves almost off his face for a half a second before a pained, screaming Saito is before you. The rest of his body doesn't move in tandem with what this pain seems to be, and it only lasts for a mere second or two before it flickers again. And he's back to looking curiously at his throat and then shrugs to you. He cannot speak.
Whatever you're doing, Saito, if it's hurting you, you can just...
Saito, you are able to do another action if there's anything else you'd like to do.
I think what he is going to do is kind of tap his chest and then point to your chest to illustrate where the tendrils came from.
Okay.
It's hard to understand what he means, but does Ava, realizing he's pointing to your chest and his chest, what does Ava, how does she react?
I think she's just in a state of like actual pure like emotion, and like she doesn't really I don't think immediately she understands what he's doing. And
As so many of your visions are.
Yeah. It usually takes her some time to think about before, like she doesn't it never immediately clicks with her. So she is just going to, honestly, she's just going to walk towards him. I think she's just going to walk towards Saito.
As you stride toward him, Saito, do you reach out? What do you do?
And she will reach out.
And you see her reach out her hand.
He reaches out.
And as we watch Saito's
Both
hand,
hands.
as our camera zooms in, specifically on his hand, and we watch it, trace it, rise from his hip upward to reach out, we hard cut. We still see Saito's hand, though his fingers twitch. There's a difficulty as he strides to reach out, and as our camera pulls back from that close zoom, we see Saito being overwhelmed. The abyss reaching, clawing, sticking, seeping into you. And as your hand reaches out, more hands from beneath reach out in tandem and grab your arm, Saito. And with a pull, you are yanked into a void. You hear nothing, you see nothing, you experience nothing. Ava, as you're about to graze his fingertips, he vanishes again. With a blink, the vision ends.
She was about to like say something to him, and then he vanishes.
Would you say it out loud as you come out of the vision? Is that what we're getting to?
I think she would just say, I'm sorry.
Sure. Where were we exactly when you went into your vision? Do you remember?
I think we were at a concert.
Oh,
me and Nero.
You were
me
with
and Nero
at the concert.
Oh God, this is gonna be so awkward.
So as your eyes open, and it is the end of Moonlight Sonata finishing, you say, I'm sorry. Is it a pained I'm sorry? Is it a desperate I'm sorry?
It's pained, I would say. It's just pain.
And as you do so, to your left, sat comfortably, is Nero. His head ever so slightly tilted toward you. As he looks and hears you say the words, I'm sorry, he simply gives a curious eyebrow raise. He's not looking you're not looking him in the eyes, and he's aware it's not for him. But he reaches out and puts a gentle hand on the top of yours. Does Ava recoil or no?
I don't think she does.
And you notice,
comforting,
as his hand touches yours, gradually his hand becomes warm.
Oh.
Just as he gives a blush of life.
Yeah.
And he gives a warm, gentle grasp over the top of yours. We see the camera lingers on the two hands, slowly zooming in before we hard cut. Rouse check as the next night begins. We didn't leave you anywhere, Bub. Everybody else was good, right? We ended everybody else off. Okay.
Yep, everything was fine.
Can I ask a question about the new character sheets?
Oh, yes, of course, please.
How do I unhunger myself? Because I did feed last episode, but it doesn't let me remove dots and hunger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a way, I think.
Does anybody know?
Hang on,
Should
let me
be
check.
able to click on it.
Yeah, you should just be able to,
See,
to tick backwards.
On the boxes.
I'm clicking. I can't even add hunger right now. That's...
Oh, you got the lock dots, and I'll turn that off for you.
Thank you.
Lock dots.
Fixed it.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
All right,
so I
yeah, there
remember
you go.
it. So I should be at hunger 1 from feeding. Now let's rouse.
Yeah, everybody gets
okay.
1 dot hungrier.
Yep.
What's your hunger at, Bub?
2.
Okay, cool. So you're both at 2. So you're both fine. Ava, my question to you is at this night, the rest of the night went wonderfully. You know, it was an amazing night, but the both of you after that, you all both seemed rather preoccupied. He does not bring up anything at all. And I'm not sure if Ava would as well.
No, she probably wouldn't.
That's what I figured as well. And you both you both almost kind of have that first date thing, much like you did the first time, where it's all wonderful conversation, but it's all torried or surface level nonsense that appears to be more than it is. There's no true connection there. Not after that. Where would you go as this night begins? And where did you stay? Did you stay in the Ivory Tower?
I probably would have, yeah. As a matter of fact, what I would do is I would go back and I would actually listen to... So Dakota got me the records of music of Moonlight Sonata. I think I would go back and set up my new record player and listen to that.
Where would you set it up?
In my main like living room area, I think.
So you spend a good chunk of the this is the next evening, setting things up and
Yes.
just kind of enjoying the music. And we watch do you spend a few hours doing this? Like just like
Yeah,
really kind of taking it in? Do you pour yourself a glass of wine?
I think I would spend the beginning of this evening just, doing my usual routine to get ready and then taking some time to
Yeah.
just kind of.
And we, like a fly on the wall, sat in the upper corner of the apartment with a wide-angle look, watch as Ava slowly and with true appreciation sets things up. Does Ava take photos of this vintage record player and like nice light and all these things? Because we cannot forget who Ava once was.
Right,
Photographer,
right.
first and foremost, before she is what she is now. I imagine she still dabbles in the hobby.
She does, yeah. You see, she has a bunch of old cameras set up as a display, but she still uses them. So she'll take one of the older, more vintage ones and take some photos of this record player.
Beautiful. And we get to enjoy seeing Ava take a moment of peace to live as normally as she can, to appreciate something from her friend that she really had an interest in hearing. And we'll leave Ava there and pan away, blurring through the roads as cars passed us by, streetlights, orange streaks, and nothing more, until we arrive at a familiar bar with familiar inside noises and the jukebox playing, and the night is just only truly begun. And as Ollie rouses, we don't even get to go through the front door. We actually plummet through the street first and to his haven. Ollie, is there anything you would do immediately upon arising? Is there anything special or in particular that Ollie is looking to get done before anything else happens?
I think Ollie had intended on finding his way to that the mortuary so that he could pick up the bomb.
Yes, the bomb. So we see you get ready and dress in your usual kind of business casual, like button-down white shirt. Do we see a vest? Your usual kind of attire?
Yeah, there's definitely an overcoat. He still maintains the contacts that he's had to make sure that his overcoat is protected from
Yes.
light bullet fire, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the day, mobster's got a mob. He's got to pretend that bullet fire is not going to matter too much, even if he has a kindred. So, yeah, he will dress and he'll probably street walk, make this as easy and obvious as possible. So we'll see what happens.
Would you even, so you'd go, this is all, I know it seems kind of weird, but it's all important. Would you kind of get out of when you leave, are you looking to just leave right out the back door and like just go to get business taken care of?
He probably will. I mean, unless there is something that is needed of him upstairs, I don't know if he's going to stick around. We'll see,
Cool.
if Grant or Haley need anything.
Sure. Can I get a wits awareness from you, please?
Certainly you can. Not my worst rolls. That's pretty good. I got 3 successes.
As you're finishing getting ready, buttoning the last button on that vest as you straighten out your tie, check yourself in the mirror to ensure you look as good as you always do. As you step out of your room and make your way toward the back door, you hear the bustling of upstairs. Well, initially, it's the bustling of upstairs. Then you take a second and realize you're only hearing the jukebox, it sounds like. No footsteps. No laughter. But the jukebox is playing exceedingly loudly.
Seems unnecessary. Okay, I think I'll move upstairs unseen. Let's go with unseen passage.
This is the one where you need to rouse check, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, because you're moving. Okay, no hunger increase. And as Ollie's reaching for the door to leave, he pauses. His head turns. We watch his eyes dart to the stairs and his ear pointed toward the ceiling slightly. A couple of beats pass before we simply see him calmly turn and with a single step vanish. The camera flies ahead up the stairs and we're greeted with that awkward Eerie silence, only to have the jukebox filling the air. In the kitchen, there does stand Grant. Stood by his fry cook position with his apron on, and as Ollie walks up the stairs to see this, obviously Grant does not see him. Wit's insight.
Ooh, 1 success.
You may willpower, obviously, if you choose.
Yeah, sure. I've got a bunch of those. Wasn't there a willpower roll somewhere?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've yet to find a
Resist frenzy. I know that, but that's.
I thought there was. Yeah, that's fine.
You just got to use a
willpower.
willpower. Yeah, just use a willpower roll. 3d10.
Add 2 more, so
Oh,
3 successes.
Yeah, 3 successes. You take a minute as you see Grant, and for a moment you think there's fear plastered on his face. But quickly you realize that's not fear. He's eyeballing the bar. It's anxiety. Anxious. He's likely staring at a shotgun, just out of reach.
And I can see this through like the opening.
I assumed you walked up the stairs to in the back in the kitchen and are behind Grant. Am I incorrect on that?
Sure. There's a door there, and if I pass through, then obviously there's going to be like a swinging door.
I didn't realize there was a door from the basement up. I have it. So then you would have to see. You would see him through what little slit there is.
Sure. It's the food like delivery window. I want to take another minute to just kind of watch. I want to see how he responds physically.
Do you gaze into the dining room at all, or do you just keep your eyes on Grant?
Yeah, I will. I'll gaze into the dining room.
It's actually, you look into the dining room, and while it is utterly empty, there is a single person sat at one of the tables. A single leg, kicked up onto the table with big combat boots that climb to her knees. Jeans, torn, dirty, and well worn, that rise to meet a plain t-shirt. No identifying symbols or any marks of any local bands, just a plain gray t-shirt that fits her body well. And as the camera rises, she sips on a drink, a beer of some sort, in a small glass. Her head is shaved, and her black skin meets you. She doesn't know you're there.
What's playing on the jukebox?
What are the options, out of curiosity?
It's like your typical bar music. Okay. So anything that you can think of that's like classic rock bar music.
You know what? Is probably Don't Stand So Close to Me from The Police.
All right. Interesting song choice. All right.
Jukeboxes? Hell no, but this is the first song I thought of.
That's a good one.
I'm sure. Okay.
It's on this jukebox. Special request from Grant.
Okay, got it. How old does she look?
Wits, would be like wits, what do you call it? Awareness. But really? Would it be wits awareness to trying to pick someone's age? She looks younger, but not younger? Like she's not looking like a teen. You would put her older than 20, younger than 40.
But she's okay, so she's not somewhere like in the 50s or 60s. Got it.
No,
okay,
not 50s or 60s.
Does she appear to be a kindred?
No. She has tattoos all over her body. Religious tattoos.
Religious tattoos. Okay, then I will walk over. Immediately, I think I'll walk over.
As you open the door, right?
Not, if I can continue to remain obfuscated, I will.
For narrative's sake, yes, you may.
Okay. I'll stand within 10 feet. She's covered in religious markings. Do any of the markings resemble the markings that were on Rowan's body?
Absolutely.
Mathis. Why? Okay, all right. You woke up and chose violence today. All right.
Seriously.
I've been sitting on this for fucking 2 weeks.
Sir. Okay. I have to maintain the rules. If
I know you do.
the owner of the bar, I have to.
I know.
I will. What is when I move to the 10-foot reach? What is she doing? She just
Drinking
sipping
a
on the beer.
beer, sipping on a beer, and looking at what's on the TV. If you
Okay.
turn to look what's on the TV, looks like your local baseball, like highlight recaps from the day.
Do you think it's a far stretch for me to believe that this could be Layla?
No.
All right. Guessing whom she is, assuming that this is Layla, I will turn off obfuscate.
And suddenly we see Ollie ripple into existence. The camera blurs him out as it focuses over on the distant Grant, and we actually see him with a sense of relief overcome him. And he mutters to himself, "Oh, now you're in for it, bitch." No one can hear that other than him. As we pan back over, she doesn't move.
Welcome to the Lights Out Pub. I see that you've already been brought drinks. Are you hungry?
She takes a deep breath before placing the glass down on the wooden table and drags her foot off of it onto the nearby chair. She gives it a quick shove as it glides across the ground, and she smiles. "Only thing I want is for you to take a seat."
Do you intend to tip your waiter?
"Always."
Then I'm happy to. Ollie takes a seat.
As you sit down, where do you put your hands? Do they go on to the table? Are they on your lap? What kind of... Ollie's now been doing this, especially the past 2 years, often. One thing he knows and has probably paid much attention to is posture can indicate mood. I'm curious if he holds himself a particular way.
Any other person might get lackadaisical, relaxed. But Ollie is probably... The ass is all the way back in the chair, but he's leaned forward, elbows on his knees. His hands are clenched up together, not quite in a praying motion, but laps fingers under his chin to react at a moment's notice if he has to.
Of course. Does he say anything when he sits?
Interesting song choice.
When she just kind of shrugs and leans to his side and doesn't really address the question. Her eyes finally break from the TV after you hear it go to commercial, and she looks you dead in your eyes. Hers are a deep amber, and they gaze into yours with a stoic, nonplussed face. She leans in a little bit, pulls her chair in to get a little bit more comfortable, and finishes the beer she was drinking. And then she too leans in, hands on her lap, just staring you down.
You're not what I thought you'd look like.
And what is it you were expecting, big guy?
You know, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. But since we're on interesting terms, thank you for recognizing my posture. It took me a while to accumulate this girth.
Am I going to talk to the real you, or am I going to be forced to look at this heinous mask?
Heinous. This is made by the best mask maker in the world, and it's a way to keep me looking a little less repugnant.
I prefer to look at Satan's demons as they are, not for the masks that they wear.
Would you like me to get you a mirror, then?
That's a funny line for somebody who killed his own son.
Interestingly enough, you led him down that fucking path.
No, I rescued your son.
Potato, potato. Whatever helps you sleep at night, you bitch.
She smiles. You took my boy from me.
It's weird. It's like you're stealing my lines.
You spent barely 8 years with him.
The hardest 8 years of his life. Well, at least before you got your fucking claws into him.
Well, not before you handed him off to a geriatric that was going to get him killed because she had a fanatic obsession with your kind. Didn't do your research, did you?
You think I had a choice?
Don't care if you had a choice. You could have left him in the adoption services.
You mean that was ran by my kind?
Eventually, we would have taken care of that and your boy would have been okay.
Then why didn't you take care of it beforehand? If you're so fucking good at it, why haven't you quelled the earth?
I don't know if you're aware of just how turbulent LA has been these past few years. But our hands have been busy.
LA. We're in Chicago, all right? Very clear that this might be your first venture out here. And if it's not, well, we do things a little differently.
So take a swing.
Why? Why would I do that? See, there's
the anger.
You want me. You want me to, right? You want me to take a swing because you think that I am just prone to some sort of turgid violence immediately. That's not the case. I talk first, and I'm a firm believer in giving even the worst sick son of a bitch a second chance.
So you consider yourself a creature of honor? Honesty?
I consider myself a creature. Honor. Not everybody deserves that.
You weren't there to take care of my boy when he learned what his father truly was.
So you set him on a path to murdering people in the streets?
You did that yourself when you hid your reality from him.
No, wait. You don't simply get to remove yourself from the fact that your teachings brought him to murdering innocent, living people.
My boy was all too eager to jump at the chance the moment he realized the truth of the world. And the truth is, you lied about what you are. You gave him to somebody that was going to get him killed, and I raised him. He's my boy, not yours.
Wait, were you there? Was there a movie that I wasn't aware of? Because Rowan knew what I was. It's really hard for a child to comprehend that, though. Do you know what it's like being 6 and 7 years old and finding out that vampires are real?
No. Sure, you might have given him the vanilla version of what you are. But he didn't know what you creatures are. I showed him. He made the decisions from there on his own. And I took care of him till he was old enough to set off. You killed him. You owe me.
Consider yourself paid back. You're still breathing. You brought hostility into my home, threats into my own place of worship and rest. And I suddenly owe you? That fucking debt is paid. Your head is still squarely on your ugly ass shoulders when it probably shouldn't be. Also, cheeky move in the streets. A bomb. A bomb. Really?
She ignores that taunt at the bomb and continues.
How many people were you expecting to hit with that? Because that wasn't exactly small-scale explosives. That was enough to take out at least a building. So how many innocent people were going to die there?
You conveniently seem to leave out the fact that while you may do your damnedest to be such a good boy in a sea of monsters, you harbor monsters openly, with peace and open arms. You run with those who have destroyed lives. How many lives has Ava Heloise ruined? More lives.
You're choosing your narrative here.
Oh,
very, very carefully. Of course, Layla, I run with monsters, but you forgot the other R, a part of that. I rehab monsters. I haven monsters. I help them fix as much as I can, and those that don't make the cut, well, I let God sort them out, because eventually they find the graph where fucking up leads to finding out. And when that crosses, well, who knows, they get thrown down the street. Jaw needing to be rewired, sometimes not breathing.
So is that your penance then? You consider all the good you do equal to all the bad you cause and allow to happen?
I'm assuming you mean the royal you. By you mean vampires, right? Because you don't really just mean me. You have a chip on your shoulder simply because of me, because I feel like you missed a lot of the information.
I don't think you truly appreciate what you are. Curse of Cain. God's forgotten.
You're right, I don't. I don't appreciate it. It's a curse. You're right. I'm a problem. But I'm also a survivor. And I don't like to cause more problems. I like to punch up. Sometimes literally, sometimes physically. The issue isn't just me, Layla. It's a broken fucking system. And I happen to be one of the few functioning white blood cells in the cesspool.
So heroic of you to consider yourself that.
No, it's an everyday challenge. It's a challenge to wake up and not feed upon the first ugly motherfucker that walks through my door that wants to threaten me. Not that I want to. I'm sure your blood is tainted as hell.
So why not rise against? Why play?
What do you mean?
Rise against
why play the
those
game?
Who run and force you to live this horrible life that you
I am.
claim.
I am.
Oh.
At least I'm trying to. You know, since you know so much, Curse of Cain, vampires, all that jazz, then you know that me, being probably 12, 15 years deep at this point, I'm still considered the rookie.
She nods. She actually does nod at that as she takes another sip of what drops are left of her beer.
I'll walk over and grab another beer and set it down on the table.
She leans back, gives a nod of appreciation as you sit back down, and she reaches forward to take a sip.
There's much older issues, old heads with bizarre ideas.
Yeah, that's why I sent your... let me try that again. She goes, yeah, that's why I sent my boy out here. A lot of rumors. He was just very eager to return to Chicago for personal reasons.
Yeah, he didn't care about those rumors. He wanted to find his dad.
That much I now am aware. I underestimated... Well, let's just say he has the temper of his father.
Chip off the old block.
Unfortunately.
That I can agree on.
She raises the glass of beer to that and takes a sip.
Look, you can have your shot at me at a later date. But there's a lot more going on in this city. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than whatever is wrapped around this coil. You know it. You feel it.
She actually just kind of gives like a very just kind of emphatic shake of the head. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm also well aware of the chaos it's causing amongst all of you on the inside. Figure I let that fester for a little bit, but I have a personal vendetta with you.
Take a fucking number, lady.
You took my son away. I'm just here to let you know I'm going to take something of yours.
You got C-section scars. Did he stretch you out on birth? Or what happened? You doing okay down there?
She goes, no. And she like pulls back her shirt. And underneath you see huge scars down her ribs, across her stomach. Even little ones across her arm that you have to actually look through the ink to see. I have worse. I lived through hell with your son.
Sounds like you found the bar graph then. Fucking around and finding out.
I do appreciate the beer. I just had to put a name to the face and see if this place was truly welcoming of everybody.
It is. Regardless of what you walk and what you believe. And If you try something fucked up, feel sorry for you.
She smiles, a very toothy grin, and stands. I'm honorable. Blood won't be shed here. It'd be a waste of a good place, and she looks over to Grant. He doesn't deserve to see that. Again, thank you for the drink, and it was a pleasure.
Wish I could say the same. Tip your fucking waiter.
She nods. We may not see each other directly again. But you'll know when I've returned. And she turns.
Thanks for coming to the Lights Out pub. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And keep an eye on your close friends.
It's all right. I ain't got many of them anyway.
And at that, the door opens and shuts. And as it shuts, you hear Grant go, "Motherfucking bitch!" And he runs over, and you hear him scramble for a shotgun. "I'm not fucking letting her get away. I'm not. Sorry, boss." And you can hear it cock, and he immediately starts like hauling it to the front door.
I locked the front door.
He's like, "Come, I'll go away. I'll be put in jail for a few years. Just tell him it was, I was defending the bar. She tried to rob us. We could fucking kill her right now. She fucking killed him. Boss, she's right there."
Grant, are you afraid of me?
I was at one point. I ain't afraid of you no more, boss.
Sure, it's because we know each other, right?
Yeah.
Never met that lady before in my life.
She won't hear me coming. I got them silent footsteps you gave me.
Yeah, she knows exactly what I can do. And she sat squarely across from me, relaxed.
Confidence is a slow and insidious killer. I know that line from somewhere.
Heard it once or twice before.
Yeah. So that's her mistake. She's too confident. Kill her.
Yeah, you got to focus on that first part then. Let's return the action. Slow and insidiously. Besides, I don't feel that comfortable diving in at her right now. She's probably got gunners all around. Come on, let's be smart here. I don't want to see you get popped off on the street just because you got ahead of the game.
Fuck! And he like bites his, like stomps off, but like turns angrily and quickly shoves his gun back under their bar. God fucking damn it.
That was very measured of her. She knew exactly what she was doing.
I don't like her. She's...
Keep an eye out for anyone that walks in the bar with similar tattoos. Even if it's just a small crucifix, a mistake that they made when they were 17 and partying with their friends, a rosary bead popping out above their fucking ankle. I want to know.
Yeah.
Only God can judge me. Well, in this place, he's not exactly walking around, so Ollie's going to judge.
If she walks back in that door, can I blow her fucking head off?
We will lose the wards on this place, and we'll lose the backing of anyone that supports the Lights Out pub.
I thought the wards. I thought that was supposed to fucking stop. What is that supposed to stop, actually?
Stops some hoodoo, man. It stops the things that, you remember Saito?
Yeah.
The shit that he used to pull.
Yeah, he was
and Crowley with the tendrils and shit.
Time.
It stops all that shit.
It stops Saito shit? All right, well. That's
worthwhile, right? When you really consider it.
Yeah, no, I would go with it too, yeah. Fuck. And you see him, his eye contact breaks from yours. She put the fucking open to close sign, by the way. Obviously, as he gestures to the empty room.
It's fucking rude. This is a bar. This is a business. What an asshole.
She's one of those, like, she's rude while being nice. Not like Ava. Ava does it, but in like a Mean Girls way. She did it like she seemed like she was actually being nice. I actually believed her.
Yeah, old white women kind of do that. I don't know how they get it. I'm not sure where they learned it, but it's like a trait of theirs. They pick it. It's like they level up or something. I don't understand.
Oh, I mean, whatever, man. I'm just... All right. And as he mumbles, our camera quickly cuts. We're outside just a few buildings down, and we can hear the high heels of Ava on concrete as she's walking, striding it. What is nowadays Ava's daily wear? I'm sure it's amazing. But like, we know what her special wear looks like, but what does she wear on the daily?
So she would be wearing, occasionally Ava does wear pants, dress pants. So I think tonight is one of those nights. She is wearing like these really nice, black dress pants. She's got some high heels, and then she's wearing a like a fancy blouse that kind of has like puffy sleeves, but low cut as always. And again, Chicago cold, even though she doesn't really need it. She wears her long jacket, her signature long black jacket, as she's walking up to the bar.
And while you certainly stand out from the crowd with that jacket and whatnot, it helps you just at least look like a mortal. You're so used to it at this point. And as our cameras, we see, we kind of follow at foot level the high heels as we stroll up the camera view and see her attire as described. And as it pulls back, Ava, on this relatively, I want to say empty street, but not too busy street at this hour, with stragglers, you pass someone who makes eye contact with you. A young black woman with a shaved head, jeans with high combat boots, and a plain t-shirt. Tattoos crawl across her body. That's not necessarily out of the ordinary. And as you walk past one another, everything seems to slow down for us viewers, as both of you catch eyes, and she gives you just a polite smile. But her eyes linger for as long as they can before the two of you pass and are forced to break.
I give her the bitchiest glare. Like
Ava is queen of that kind of look.
Yeah. Like I don't know who she is, but I just get I got a vibe, and I just give her that nasty ass look.
And as you walk past, maybe even look over your shoulder, she's not looking past over hers. She just is continuing. You turn back and Lights Out Pub is weirdly closed. But as you walk up to the door, there's Grant in the window, turning it from closed to open. And as he sees you, we move into the building. Ah, boss! Ava's here. And he goes to unlock the door quickly, and he opens it for you. Sorry.
Closing early tonight?
No, just opening. Long story, I'm sure he'll tell you.
Okay.
As he comes in, he shuts the door, but keeps it unlocked, and gets into the back and starts cooking. And it's around this hour Haley ends up coming in. And as she walks through the door, she goes, "Hey, she looks to Grant. I appreciate you giving me a couple extra hours. I didn't know we were going to open late tonight." He looks to her, and then looks to Ollie, and then kind of just doesn't give much time before responding. Yeah, no problem. I'm just glad you answered your phone. Let's get going. And kind of gets the opening of the bar going. Ava, you hear this kind of, you've never known the Lights Out Pub to ever open late. This might be the first time you've ever seen it open late, ever. And Ollie stands ready to leave almost. He's dressed rather well anyway. And he stands in the center of the dining room. And as Ava strides in and you see her, Ollie, who says what first, if anything at all?
I just look over. Ollie, good evening.
Ollie has a pretty pensive look on his face at this point. And he nods and then forces quite a sigh. Yeah, a very heavy sigh. Just shakes his head.
Everything all right?
Well, nothing's been all right for a while. Things just keep getting weirder.
Yeah, they have been. Did something happen?
I imagine like that statement to Ava could mean so many things, but not a single one of them are good.
Yeah, exactly.
I just met Layla.
What?
I was gonna say, how does Ava react?
You met her?
Yeah. Probably, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s, bald head, like combat boots. I don't, she's a black lady. She's got white, was it a white shirt? She's wearing a white shirt,
t-shirt.
gray shirt. Honestly, she's pretty nondescript. She'd kind of fit in, but man, she carries an attitude with her. She's covered in tattoos too.
Yeah, That matches exactly where you
Yep.
were.
I just saw her on her way out then, I guess.
Makes sense. Yeah, she wanted to say that she was really mad that I killed her boy.
Her boy.
Weird, right?
She walked right into this bar. That was a move.
Oh yeah, she's got brass balls.
Did she threaten you?
Oh yeah. Everybody threatens me.
This
It's like
is
it helps them
true.
sleep at night or something. I don't get it. You know, everybody that's threatened me has ended up catching a case one way or another. I don't understand. I'm not sure why it keeps happening.
What are we going to do about her? She's just making herself known, apparently. I mean, she tried to kill you, what, 2 nights ago?
Well, I mean, she could have killed you too.
Shit, she could have. She's just bold as ever, I guess. I think she's at this, like, I give no shit stage or something, and she's just ready to make a move.
Grant kind of pipes in. Boss was saying she might have like super fucking powers, which scares the shit out of me.
She didn't flinch. She didn't even move a little bit. She knew enough about me.
I feel like we should just blown her head off.
We got to maintain the rules here. She was banking on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she asked me if I was a creature of honor and integrity, which is really what she was testing to see if I was going to maintain the rules of this place. Leads me to believe that she's got others watching. Because if a body bag got wheeled out, then, well, the reputation of Lights Out Pub is immediately compromised.
No, you're right. She definitely has people. It's obviously not just her. So we have to be careful of her whole cult.
I don't know how many people she's washed. Just got them believing. There's too many fucking kindred. Every one of them is, the moment that they're turned, they're these monsters, right? They're these absolute beasts, and they feed. Some of them feed until they can't anymore, or until someone dies. Sometimes they do this regularly. But nobody keeps it in check until, well, someone holds them accountable. That's where we get these problems. It's where we get problems like Layla. It's where we get problems like the SI. I'm not free of that. I've made mistakes. I get that. But I was held accountable for my actions. I'm actively working on trying to not fuck up so much. I'm not sure if anybody else can see that, but
I've noticed.
man, I just wish I hadn't fucked up with Rowan.
It's not your fault what happened.
No. What Ava said. It's not your goddamn
Uh,
fault.
She was right though. I left him with that old kook.
What else were you gonna fucking do with him? Bring him
She
into the
wants-
fold like me? He ain't like me. He ain't battle hardened.
No, he was. He was, Grant.
At 8 years old, he was battle hardened.
No, but he'd been through enough. And by the time he reached here, maybe if
Well, if
I had turned him, he would have spent,
ifs and
20,
buts-
30, 50 years pissed off at me.
If it's and buts or candies and nuts, something, Merry Christmas. Like, it doesn't matter. It's done. You did what you thought was best at the time with the information that you knew at the time. You didn't know, like, I didn't even know about what was going on for a long time.
Yeah.
You weren't the Ollie you are now. You were new. I don't know. I can't imagine what that's like. I just don't want you to beat yourself up over it, boss. That's all.
Every day I beat myself up a little bit more about something.
Well, how do you stop beating yourself up about this then?
I don't know. Grant, what do I guess there's not exactly a fucking vampire for therapy. Is there a Dr. Phil for vampires?
I mean, that sounds like you guys might need one, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think we all need one. Honestly, I think everybody needs therapy, but it doesn't fucking matter because I'm not exactly being serviced here. So I don't know. I'm sorry to sound fucking all down in the drain about this, but
No, it's look, I can't tell you how to feel about what happened with your son. That's something that you need to it's going to take it doesn't just get better after one night or even years, but she's definitely trying to get into your head.
Grant just kind of emphatically nods to that.
Ava, she knows who you are. She knows exactly who you are. She brought your name up, your full name. She asked me how many people, how many lives had you ruined.
They'll never forgive me for what I did at that warehouse.
What'd you do at the warehouse?
Let's not talk about it. They were training people to be like Layla.
Who?
And
An orphanage.
What? What?
Let's not talk about.
Did I know about this and I'm blacking it out?
No,
Probably.
This was a long time ago.
What? Wait, the orphanage accident from fucking, oh God, it's been like 13 years.
Yeah,
that was you? That was you? Holy shit.
I took matters into my own hands.
No,
yes.
he's like, honestly, just give me a second. I need a cigarette. And he goes out, kind of goes out into the kitchen, and you hear him fumbling around for a little bit then you hear the back door kind of creak open.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised, Ollie, if I was a prime target for them.
Oh, of course. She said that I need to worry about my close friends. That's 2, really? 2 unliving and 2 living. It's you and Dakota and Haley and Grant.
Speaking of, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just getting stuff ready in the back, and I heard you talking when I stepped through. I may have eavesdropped a little bit. Haley stands in the door.
Haley, I think it's time we had a bit of a talk.
What? I don't understand. I'm very confused, dude.
Yeah, of course. Of course you're confused.
Use the birds and the bees talk.
What? What are you talking about? And also,
kinda
hi, Ava. Good to see you.
Hi.
Can I get you a drink while are we closing again?
No, we're not closing again, but Grant's going to wrap up a cigarette real fast and we're going to have a talk.
Okay. Am I?
No, you're not. You're fine. You still got a job.
Okay.
You do a great job.
Thank you. I just fired.
Let's just say that your responsibility is going up a bit.
Okay. Does that come with a raise?
We can talk.
Can I ask you before Grant comes back? You didn't mean literally you blew up an orphanage, right? Like that's
part of the talk. It's part of the talk.
Okay, I'm gonna have to sit down. And she goes.
You will. It's fine. It's fine.
She grabs a seat and sits, and then a few moments before you hear it go. Okay. Oh, I had 3.
I flip the the sign back off.
Back from open to
Back
close,
to close.
as somebody's like walking into the door, and they go, "You
shit.
see him through the window? Really?" And they walk off, kind of annoyed.
Put the time back in an hour.
Grant's like, I don't know how to like absorb that. Like how?
I'll give you the cliff
yeah.
notes. Is that cool? Can you
Haley,
deal with the cliff notes?
Haley, hey Haley, we're gonna open up soon. If you want to get back there, start getting ready. And
no, Haley, we have business is closed tonight. I'll still pay you out until it's not. Don't sweat it.
We send her home? Should we?
No, it's time. It's time.
We should all have a seat.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's time because that lady that walked in, she threatened your lives.
Someone shot me once. Fucking do it again. I'll live. I will.
Yeah, well, you are pretty entrenched. She's not. Now her life is.
When you kind of gesture
challenged.
to Haley and you look over, her eyes are simply just wide. You see like the whites in her eyes. Her eyes are darting back and forth between the 3 of you. And it's just a look of shock on her face.
Look. I look to Ava. Do you want to give her the long and short of this, or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you start and I'll
I always
right.
add in the
Haley
details.
tries to cut in. I don't, I mean, I always had a suspicion you might be doing some like illegal trading, maybe. If this is like a crime boss thing, man,
How
I
long
just
have
want
you
to be a
been-
waiter. I just want to be a waiter, okay? I just
How
want to serve.
how long have you been doing my makeup,
I
Haley?
don't know, dude. Years now? I don't count.
And you noticed that despite the makeup and the hair and stuff that you handle, I'm not getting any older.
Some
Skin's
people
not
just age
sagging.
well.
Yeah, sure. People age
Yeah.
well.
Both me and Ollie and Dakota,
Dakota.
all
Well,
Well, she
age
looks to
really
Ava
well.
and she goes, "No offense, I just thought it was plastic surgery."
Well, look,
with you, I mean, you're wearing a. It's hard. I'm not for nothing, but like wearing a mask does hide a lot of your face. If you're going
Okay.
gray in the beard
All
or
right.
something, I wouldn't be able.
I reach over and I touch her wrist.
And as you do so, she kind of looks down. She's, "Ooh, you're cold."
Ava, you want to give her a feel?
I touch her other wrist.
Oh, all right, you have bad circulation.
I flip my hand over, check for a pulse.
There's like she holds a lingering gaze before the silence kind of just breaks with her, like with an awkward giggle. What?
Just check for a pulse.
You're literally talking to me.
Just check for a pulse.
All right. And she like reaches forward and sighs, but looks around. She's like, for a few moments, are you bad? Really, really bad circulation then.
All right, I'm going to lay it all out on the line. Real simple. It's just going to be like buzzwords. We'll see which one hits first, okay? I died a while ago.
What? What do you mean you died a while ago?
I'm here now.
No. Exactly. Well, I mean, yes, you're here now. You're not a...
And I'm a vampire.
No. No.
As am I, and as is Dakota.
Okay. What is April? What is my fucking birthday? What the hell is going on here? Grant? And she looks to Grant and he goes, honestly, I'm a superhuman. And
Grant, you're not making this easier.
and she just like, okay. All right, you know what? Maybe you guys had like drugs. You rehabilitate people here? Did you get into like the supply?
Okay.
Like,
Look. I didn't get a war wound. What's wrong with my face is not a war wound. And I don't have to show it to you if you don't want to see it. Everybody's got curiosities.
I don't want to see it. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I can show you at another point. But
Why am I don't understand why this
Haley, when you
This
came
fantasy.
here, when you came to Chicago, you told me. You said that you were looking for work,
Mhm.
that you had a degree in cosmetology,
Yeah.
and you had a bad run-in with some guys in politics.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
I found out about that, and I cleaned it up. You stopped. You no longer got hassled by the guy, right?
Yeah, it did stop.
And
don't-
since you've been here, you've been taken care of. You thought I was doing some weird trading.
Yeah.
You didn't question the money, and that's good, right?
Maybe, I figured you maybe double fisted, rehabbing in one hand and selling on the other. It wouldn't be the first, wouldn't be probably.
Wouldn't be the first time. You're right. But look, I was born in these streets. I came from Chicago. So I'm working on cleaning up these streets. If I'm going to live here, if you're going to live here, if anybody else is going to live here, I want to make sure that it's clean. My son was born, raised, and died in these streets.
Yeah, you told me about your son before.
You didn't get to see the lady that came through,
No.
but she was the one who took my son.
Yeah,
She raised him wrong.
okay.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice in the matter, but I'm going to give you irrefutable proof. Okay? It's not going to be smoking mirrors, clouded glass, nothing like that. I'm going to show you the same thing that I've showed others before that just couldn't grip onto it.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
Sure. Hey, promise on the table. Not going to hurt you.
Okay. And if
I'm
like
doing
I heard
what I'm
something I
doing.
wasn't supposed to hear, and this is all lead up to like putting me, give me a whack. I'll just pay me. No, don't
No.
pay me. I'll just leave.
No,
I'll
no, no.
leave.
Look, Haley, that lady is now probably stalking your home.
Oh my God.
The one
what's
that,
happening?
that took Rowan, she's
Okay.
probably stalking your home, and she has threatened your life
Why?
because you're associated with me. And now, even if you walk away, she will hunt you down to use you as a point against me.
That's why you need to know some of this, at least, Haley.
Okay, I'm trying.
Grant,
Yeah. What's up, boss?
what can I do that was so hard to believe? What was the first thing that you saw? They were like, yeah, no, he's a fucking vampire.
First thing
Speeding?
is it the thing? Is it when you picked up a car? Is it when you just disappear in front of me? Is it when you? Well, that's all. I don't know. What else do you do?
Feed?
Pee? Is that what you said? He pees?
Feed?
Oh, feeds. Have I seen?
We could
Oh,
feed
yeah,
on
yeah,
somebody.
yeah. That's true.
might-
And well, I mean, I drank your blood.
Oh, wait a minute, Ava,
And then
you've
as
got a way prettier mouth than me. Can you show her your fangs?
I can.
Like, I mean, you don't want to see mine. All right, it's like a
Uh,
fucking jack-o'-lantern. All right, it's all over
It
the
is-
place.
It is rather creepy.
Oh, thank you.
Wait,
I brush daily.
You drank kids' blood? I'm so fucking confused. And Grant's like, yeah, it was fucking. That's how I get my superpowers. Ava, do you just do so? Do you as member?
Yes.
So because it's been a while since you played. Fangs are tucked up into the gums. They are
Yes, that's what I
drawn
was actually
forth.
gonna ask.
And I just like, does it like are they just like tiny little ones? Like, how do they look? They are Toreador fangs, so I'm sure they're adorable.
They're little cute little fangs. Yeah,
Hmm.
little tiny ones.
We see Ava bear a smile, and slowly through the gums, we can see the fangs push through and cover where the others once were. And she watches completely entranced. Her eyes are as wide as they can be, and her mouth hangs open just a little bit. Can't you get surgery to do that, though? No.
Not
What
once
I
that
just,
look as good as
this is
this.
all a lot. This is all a lot. This is all a lot. Okay.
It is a lot.
What? Okay.
Grant, come here.
Yeah. He waddles over to you. He unties his apron, kind of takes it off.
I'm going to put my hand on the ground,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to turn on potence, and I'm going to
Sure.
ask that he stand on my hand.
Oh, okay. I was never in the cheer squad. And he puts his foot on your hand.
I'm going to need you to stand real stiff.
Okay. And he's going to make a roll. He doesn't have a ton of dice. Hey, I rolled 2 successes.
And I
he's
don't break eyes with Haley. And with grace, I will just stand up and start lifting him to where his feet are at my shoulder, like shoulder height.
I feel like I should go to church or something.
Mm.
What is happening? I don't.
This is a lot, and if you need to talk about it, you can only talk about it with the 4 of us in this room and Dakota. I know you probably won't tell any of your friends because they'll probably think you're
Insane. And I'll start lowering him back down to about hip level and then drop.
I feel insane. I feel like I might be having a mental breakdown right now, and I just don't. Maybe I'm at home.
Or a
What am
fucked up nightmare? Yeah.
What
No,
is-
It's
Why is this all this? But this has nothing to do with me. Why am I in trouble?
You're not in trouble, and
You're
it's
not.
the same Ollie that you've known for years. This is who he's always been since you've known him. It's just now you know a little more about him.
Okay.
And again, we're only telling you this, or Ollie's only telling you this because of her. Otherwise, it would have been better to live in this ignorant, blissful state. But things have gotten real serious real quick.
And we would have just kept you in the dark forever.
Okay. All right. So how do I not? What do you want me to do?
We need
I
to
give the
make
description of that woman.
Yeah, of Layla, and she kind of nods. Okay.
If you see her,
call 911.
haul ass,
call. Yeah,
and then call the pub.
yeah.
Okay. I will.
It might be best to just stay around people for
Yeah,
a couple of weeks.
I think I'm gonna be sick. And she just stands up and quickly stumbles off hurriedly to the nearby bathroom, and you can hear the retching before the door even shuts. That went worse than I was expecting.
Yeah, you took that so much better. By the way, what do you fucking mean? You're superhuman. Come on, man.
I'm stronger. I'm quieter. I can heal sometimes faster.
Look, you can walk silently, but you're still loud as ever, man.
Well, all right. Well, I didn't want the quiet feet. I didn't get a fucking choice.
I've gotten better about that, by the way. I'm still trying to figure it out, but Kianta and they have completely different abilities. It's wild.
It's just, I don't understand it. I just, she ain't from the streets like I am, I've seen some shit, maybe she hasn't seen, I don't know. Maybe it's because I got to get superpowers out of the whole thing.
Look, I don't know, but it's hard, right? It kind of just broke her mind. Everything that she thought she knew is now not the case.
That's true. Girl didn't do enough mushrooms. After that, anything's possible. As Ollie kind of
Noted.
takes that, and there's that moment of just like, what? The bathroom door opens and she comes walking back out. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It
I don't need
happens.
to apologize.
Okay, so they're watching my house, you think?
Wherever you're staying. Yeah.
Yeah. She probably has others around as well. If you see anybody with some sort of religious fanatical shit on them.
Tattoos, iconography,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even if they're not, I wouldn't go out of your way to meet any brand new people right now.
Yeah,
At least until we get this cleared up.
Stay off the social and the dating apps. Stay off Tinder. Just
Can I ask if I can get a few days off so I can just process this?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't, I genuinely don't know what to do. You're telling me fantasies aren't fantasies. Stories aren't, they're real.
Well, there's truth in every tale, right?
True.
Not to, and she like struggles to say the word until she finally does. Vampires? Do you know how I sound insane. I sound insane.
We feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I don't know what, like, everything is a lie.
Everything you thought you knew. Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's not all like you see in the movies, though, right? We can't all turn into mist. We can't all turn into bats and shit like that. I can't. Hey, can you turn into a bat?
No, that would be pretty cool if I could.
I don't know, man. Bats are kind of cute, I guess. You probably make a cute bat.
are you all like living amongst us thing? Like, are there a lot of you?
There's been quite a few people who have walked into this pub that have been kindred or vampires.
Define a lot.
I don't know.
As big as Chicago is, there's probably, I don't know, Ava, what do you think? 200-300
Sounds like that could be right.
Okay.
across all of Greater Chicago.
That's not that many.
No, it's really not. It's a rule, actually.
Yeah.
We'll tell you later.
Yeah, another time.
Mhm.
And
For now.
You've been one the whole time?
That you've known me, yeah. And I can tell you how all that went down another time. I don't even think I've told Grant the story on how I was changed.
Grant's like, no, I don't think so. No. Nope, no.
I think for now this is enough information. But if
who
you do,
else? Is Dakota one too?
Yeah.
yeah,
Look, I'm not going to tell you any more people outside of the
would
three of us. until you are okay with this.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it makes the whole, maybe there is a God. Maybe there is a heaven or something. Like, if you're telling me you're real, what's to say any of that other stuff is not real? I went to Catholic school and I stopped believing. But now I don't, were they right?
We don't know. That's God's honest truth. We don't actually know. I wasn't around then. Right? I was born in fuck, I don't know, 83, 87. So I don't know this shit. I wasn't exactly walking around with Jesus. I didn't have the fancy sandals, none of that shit. So
Okay, I'm gonna go home.
Just be careful, okay?
I just need to sleep. And she takes a sigh, and as she takes a deep breath, she walks behind the bar and just grabs a bottle of Jack Daniels.
God.
Just
I popped the till from the other side, and I'm gonna put 150 in her
As
hand.
you do so, she nods and grabs another bottle of whatever is in reach. Like, she's not even looking. In fact, you can tell me what she grabs, bub.
It's probably just like some sky blue
There you go,
vodka, something like
perfect.
low well.
She's got a Jack Daniels and Sky Blue.
Oh,
And
God.
one in
Yeah,
each.
not
and
a
double
not a great
palming it.
night, but certainly a night to forget. One
There you
small
go.
agreement, though.
Please give
I'm gonna
her-
do that
yeah.
office the Michael Scott drink, which is what he calls it, one of everything, which is just one of everything. Just do that.
On this agreement, though, you gotta let Grant walk you home.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, no problem. He takes off
And
the
Grant,
apron.
you got fast feet. You know how to move quietly. Get back here as soon as you can.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna, don't worry about me, boss. I'll be all right. Come on, Haley. I ain't ever seen your place anyway. Yeah, you can drop me off at the block's beginning. And they both walk out the front door and stride away, leaving Ava and Ollie alone.
Hey, I might have a favor that I need.
Oh, a favor?
Yeah, when this is all squared up, this is a two birds, one stone kind of thing. And I'll pay you whatever you need. Would you ghoul her?
And on
Cool.
that, no. And on that, as those words linger and we see Ava's face, she has to tell him about the vision, and now this has taken her up her thoughts. As we see her
Yeah.
shocked face, we fade to black. We're going to take our break. We'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes. Go to the bathroom. Go tell your friends to tune in. Go tune in on every computer in your house. And we will return to see not only what Ava is, what she says, but we will get to see exactly what new characters being brought into the story by Josh. We'll be right back, everybody. Okay, we're back from break, everybody. I hope you all peed so you don't pee your pants. That's where I went with that one. I'm excited to be back. There we go. I had to get the music up and go.
Spoilers for my character's power.
Yeah, sorry. Oh shit, you can see the Twitch chat. Whoops. Let's get rid of that. Oh, we need that. There we go. Oh, yeah, welcome back from break, everybody. We're excited to jump back in. Hey, before we jump back in, I'm going to shill. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Check out patreon.com/podbynight to directly support all of our shows and subbing and bits and all that stuff here. Go to supporting this show, its cast. Everything is to make sure that we can pay our cast appropriately, pay for really good art, etc., etc. And we could not do it without you guys. You are the lifeblood on Patreon. And the higher we go on Patreon, the more projects we can do because we can bring on more talent and do more things. It's going to be great. And if you enjoy this show and want to watch it afterward, being a sub here can get you immediate access to the VOD, or you can head over to youtube.com/roll for it, and the VODs will be up there for free, usually 2 or 3 days after this showing. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all my quick shill. I'm ready to get back in. So if you're all good, we'll set the scene, rein things in, and see what our coterie is up to. As we fade back in after a strange commercial break, we fade into Ava's shocked face as the last words that had fallen out of Ollie's mouth were a favor no kindred wants to ask of another. There's probably a few beats, I imagine, of silence, shocked silence. Who breaks that silence first? Is it Ava?
Yeah, I think after a couple of seconds of literal shocked face from Ava, she just says, are you sure you want to do that with Haley? I know not right now, obviously, but are you sure? I mean, I guess Grant is schooled and he seems to be doing fine.
He's acclimated. Grant's a survivor. Haley is too, but she's already in it. She was in it before, she just didn't know. But now someone's actually making a threat on her life. Yeah, it's coming to that point. Look, I have to keep a steady stream, right? I don't really say a lot about it, but I already give blood to Grant. And you remember the older lady that comes through, the mask maker? When she doesn't find work, I give her blood too, because she roams. She's a roaming ghoul. She's free. And she trades her services for blood, so I give it when she needs it. I've set her up here. She's got a little apartment. And when I find people who are real strung out, when the Narcan and other things are just not cutting it, when they're pretty much knocking on death's door, I work with that vet that saved Grant's life. We cut some of my blood so that we can try to weasel them off of it. We want to wean them away from the real heavy stuff. And I know all about it. I know that kindred blood is pretty much the most addictive thing ever. But if I can get them to crave kindred blood and let them heal from it, because it does, right? It saved Grant's life. Then I can slowly get them off of whatever things are ailing them. It's not pretty, but it's a lesser evil. And I can't continue feeding all of them and take on more ghouls. It's just, let alone Chianta and Othello, right? I got to keep them. They're demanding. So yeah, it's a lot, and I'm doing my best not to feed that often, but it's hard.
You are doing a lot already, Ollie. You really are. And you don't give yourself enough credit for what you do. But if this is something that when you feel the time is right, and we talk to her about it, I'll help with this. I've seen it before. It helped my mother, so I'm not against it.
I don't mind, continuing to take over the reins and playing as a mentor mentee situation, kind of carrying her forward as much as possible. But when that moment comes, she's gonna need it. So if there's something I can help you with, something that I can do that obviously doesn't immediately require my blood, I don't mind.
Something you can help me with.
I don't like that smile.
Well,
I don't like that smile.
How about we make a little agreement right now then, Ollie? Maybe a bit of a down payment on something that's going to happen in the future. There actually is something I wanted to talk to you about, and maybe you can help me with.
Sure, I'm listening. What's up?
You're not going to like it. But...
Okay, all right, that's excellent news. That's what I like to hear.
Started off great. This is how I always start off, Ollie. I went on a date last night with Nero, and I had another vision. I told you in Dakota about the visions I've been having.
Yeah.
This one was as clear as day. The most vivid vision I think I've had in a very long time. And sure enough, I saw him again.
Jesus, you saw Jesus. You're converting.
I don't want to be like Layla, no. I saw Saito. You probably would have rather I said Jesus.
Man, that guy doesn't know when to quit.
I think he's been trying to reach out to me. He's been trying to contact me. In whatever state he's in right now, it's probably not a good one.
Please tell me it's about a vehicle's extended warranty.
Ava, she smiles a little bit, but then she gets serious again because this is serious for her. Look, Ollie, I think he's trying to talk to me, but he couldn't say anything to me.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't know how I can help with that.
He showed me something in this vision. He pointed. It was a similar vision. Again, I think I've told you in Dakota about this, but I often see the city of Chicago, and I see a big gaping hole in the center of it, a black void. And I saw him standing over it, and as I walked up to him, he pointed to a building in the city. It was a hospital. I think he was trying to tell me something.
All right, do you know which hospital this was? Is this Mercy over Chicago?
All I would need from anybody is a wits investigation roll.
Yeah. Let's see if I can recall what hospital this is.
You've definitely seen it, I think. And with 2 successes, you do know the name of the hospital escapes you, but you know the location of it.
All right, do we know who's in control of the area?
A quick look indicates that it is on the border of Camarilla and Anarch territory, where it once was Anarch territory, but now butts up against the expanded domain lines of the Camarilla. It's right on the literal line.
It's...
Oh
no.
Oh
no.
Oh,
Did we lose the screen?
Okay, hang on a second. Quickly, just do that.
Oh no.
All right, we're good. No, my screen was flickering a bunch, and then all of a sudden the Zoom went away, and then I just saw my Discord. I think chat saw my Discord. So who was I talking to? I think it was Josh. No, it was just the SOS.
It was the SOS chat.
Yeah. The giant chat. Okay. Anyway.
A sex to safe.
Damn. Okay. Please continue. I don't remember.
Oh
yeah, you said where is it?
Yeah,
And it's on the
border,
the literal line of the between the two.
I don't know what it means, but I do want to. I want to go there.
All right, but first, I need to air a grievance about the guy. You just got to hear me out. Okay, I don't need you to defend them. Just hear me out first.
Fine.
I don't think that Saito was a very good dude. I think that he did some good things. I think that he may have done some bad things, as we all have. But what I really think of Saito is that wherever he went, there was trouble. And Saito spent a lot of time while he was with us serving himself. Now, I don't know what that was like behind closed doors. I don't know what your private conversations were like. But everywhere he went, trouble followed. And I am on board, specifically because I want to support you. But if this gets us caught up or hurt, specifically if you get hurt from this, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will fuck his ghost up. I swear to God I will.
I don't think he wants to hurt me. The reason he died was to save me. I don't think he wants to hurt me.
That's all I got to say about him. Now, if I saw him today, I wouldn't hug him, but I wouldn't turn the other way either. So, let's go see what's at this hospital.
Thank you.
And the two of you leave with the bar being left empty behind. We watch and follow them out the front door as they peel away. The camera stays with the front door as it shuts, the lights off, and it fades. We fade in on the street where the hospital can be seen. It's not a large, expanding hospital like Memorial or anything like that, but it's just a local one. 3 floors and probably 2 or 3 blocks big, maybe 2. And as you walk up, the light on the outside, neon red, is flickering. A few of the letters can't quite fully arrive. Mount something hospital is all that can be seen. But you don't know where to begin. As you approach, I'm curious. What exactly does Ava do with Ollie in tow?
Yeah, I didn't really have a plan for this. Ava never plans.
That's so Saito, man. Improv.
Yep. It's my favorite way to play characters. I'll walk up.
Do you stay in the parking lot? Do you go into the front guest
I feel
waiting
like-
room?
I feel like I might walk into the guest waiting room area. Yeah.
So we will watch from a distance as Ava, with confidence and Ollie just behind, strides through. The doors slide open, and you walk into a droll, boring, depressing waiting room, as all hospitals are. But our camera doesn't get to see you, as it blurs to one of the back seats. Someone in a hoodie, hunched over, with his foot tapping up and down very, very quickly, is fiddling with his fingers. Tonight is just like any other night, Nelson. You start, as you always do, in the waiting room, where those who may have heard of you, or maybe even Saito this many years later, can connect. A place that's safe for introductions, and where you can walk without fear of SI at the very least, prying at you so desperately. You know this because the cameras in this room have been broken for a long time, and no money has ever been sent in to fix it. As far as the Vampiric Society is concerned, you're not quite sure who, or even if, anyone gives a shit about this hospital. You don't know much about the politics of the world larger than what you were once told by Saito, but when he didn't come home, what information he had dissipated. Those who may still would have worked with him weren't going to be reaching out to you anytime soon, as they weren't aware that you existed. And when you reached out occasionally, perhaps, when this name Saito was brought up, they wanted nothing to do with you. But still, every so often, a thin blood made its way here, came through those front doors, and you were able to at least help a couple of them. But through those years, those numbers slowed. The Thin Bloods didn't come nearly as often, and those you got leads on, by the time you were able to follow up, it seemed like business had already been taken care of, and they were already long missing. Now, after 2 years, you know 4 Thin Bloods within the city, and they are desperate to get out. Whispers of being treated like an equal in New York, where Thin Bloods have real power, pull them away from Chicago as they know not their place among others. And Saito, one of the only ones who seem to care, has been missing for so long. Nobody really knows to come asking for him anymore. But on this night, as the doors open, and you glance up very gently from under your hoodie, and you watch 2 figures walk in, the one in front strikes you. You know her. Her face. The ungodly porcelain skin and beauty. Crimson red lips, and with every step, there is grace. It takes you not but a minute to recognize this is the woman you've been dreaming of. Every night. For a long time. And here she stands.
Nelson just sort of, his jaw drops, and then he like awkwardly stands bolt upright, and then realizes what he's done, and then starts looking around and decides to like walk basically directly towards these new people. Hey, you finally made it. Right through here.
This strange man, boy, it's hard to tell. The hoodie covers him quite a bit. The lighting in here is dim and orange. And the humming of the overheads is persistent. And as you look down, oddly, it says hello, I suppose. It wants to usher you in a direction. I'm curious if there is any response from either of you.
Ava takes a second and she looks at him very strangely. And I think there's like an awkward pause between this as she's trying to process this.
Now, I have a question, and this is going to dig into your memories. Do we know, did you guys meet the Thin Blood that Saito took under his wing from Madison?
Oh, man.
I'm trying to
Don't think
remember.
so.
That was such a long time ago. His
It
name was
really
so.
was.
I think it might have just been Zach.
That's fair.
Yes.
And yeah, okay.
That sounds
makes sense. Ava saw him in a vision.
Chat always knows
Ava
the story
did.
better than the players.
Yes, well, they all re-binged everything recently, so they have like some of the details that
That's true.
I didn't have the
That's
time
true.
to re-binge, you know.
Yeah, same. It's been a while, everybody.
She convinced him? Oh, did Ava convince him? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Ava, Zach, and Saito did that with the Faye thing, I think.
I do remember going with Zach.
Okay, if you were there, then you would
But
have.
I don't remember
been...
meeting. I might have.
Ava went to Madison
again,
with Saito, and Zach
Yeah.
to Madison. Ava entranced him to come out of Madison with them and go with Saito.
That
So
sounds
you
like,
do know this face.
that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
Though
He looks like a little bit older and a lot scruffier.
I would need Ava to make me an intelligence resolve check first.
Yeah.
That's the right
Yeah.
one from memory, or is that wrong? Or is it intelligence? No, I think that's it.
Okay, I'm rolling it.
You can re-roll 2 of those if you want to spend a willpower.
I got 2 successes.
Yep, you did get 2. You can re-roll 2 of those.
Yeah, I'll stick with the 2.
With 2 successes, when you look at him, it's that feeling of, I feel like I know this face. I feel like there's something about it that's familiar, but no moment, no memory comes to mind, no name comes to mind, and you see thousands of faces all the time, and have entranced and bewitched countless more. It's hard to individualize at this point. And so while there's that hunch of a feeling, it's hard to remember. How do the 2 of you react as he like tries to usher you away?
I think Ava will actually play along with this, mostly because she herself isn't really sure what to do, and maybe she can use this use this kid or this guy. How old does he look? Like what I said?
Maybe 18.
Okay, kid.
Yeah.
So she would so she's like it's an awkward pause for a second as she looks a little confused, but she will go along with it.
Okay.
Where do you, and Ollie actually, does Ollie just kind of watch to follow Ava's lead, or?
I probably like looks to her for this in any amount of equal confusion here. It's like, you fucking know who this Goomba is.
No. But let's just play along with it, and if I can always just, do a little of what I do, and maybe we can get some answers.
All right. Well, I hope he's not needs any meds or something.
Well, we'll find out in a minute, I guess.
Uh,
We're just like whispering in front
Yeah,
of him.
we'll walk in. You're just like, all right, I guess fucking whatever. As you head off, where does Nelson lead them?
I feel like Nelson would know of like a nurse's office that is never used,
Oh,
that
of
he
course.
always brings like his new contacts.
Because the
like
hospital
the
is
Thin Bloods too.
horribly understaffed. And as you stride down the aisles, you're greeted with familiar hallways for Nelson, but for Ava and Ollie, a hospital you haven't seen. The persistent humming of fluorescent lights never ceases. Some of them are flickering, others completely out, not replaced, and God knows when, as you can see the dead bugs that lie just under the cap. Most of the rooms have nothing but beeping noises and lights off. Few of them with an old TV flickered to life to illuminate the sad souls sat in the bed with an IV in their wrists, and who knows how much longer to live. He strides past all of that, takes a turn, and the third office on your left that simply says nurse and the name is long gone, swings it open and hurries inside. Ava, do you swiftly follow?
I'll follow him in.
Ollie?
He'll play along.
And the two of them follow in. Does Nelson shut the door and lock it behind?
Yeah.
As you do so, and flip the light on, a single of the two fluorescent lights flickers to an orange glow and has a hard time maintaining it. The room itself is barren, save an old wooden desk with not an office chair, but like a plastic cafeteria chair sat behind it. You can see the stained wood where a computer once sat, as it's much lighter in wooden tone than the rest, but no computer sits there nor monitor sits there any longer. It is simply an empty desk and a chair. Nelson.
I feel like there might be something that Ava might recognize, which is that Nelson is wearing a black ring that does not fit him very well.
Mm-hmm.
A ring that was once on a particular finger.
And it definitely did not sit on that finger before. Absolutely. Yeah.
Ava's eyes probably dart down now that she has a moment to take this man in. Does he pull his hoodie off?
Oh yeah, he takes it off, and like that makes him just look even scruffier somehow. And he just kind of stands nervously next to the desk.
As you see and catch the eye, and see, rather, as her eyes trickle down and you catch the ring, Saito's ring. Perhaps things are starting to make a little bit more sense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What, does Ava react to that at all?
She does. So she looks you up and down, and then she sees the ring, and you might notice her gazing at the ring. And
Ollie, you're welcome to make a wits and awareness to see the ring as well. I feel like you have a good memory. You might recognize the ring.
Sure, I can try. You said what's awareness?
Yeah, wits awareness, just to be like, if you even care to like catch the ring by your own eye. 2 successes. It would be one of those. The ring is definitely familiar looking, but you've dealt with so many like gang leaders. People are decked out in jewelry all the time. It could be anybody.
She looks at him and she just kind of smiles a little bit. You must be A friend, a mutual. We have potentially a mutual friend. Or had.
Yeah, maybe. I think. Did you come to Madison with Saito?
I did. A very long time ago.
Yeah. And this might sound a bit forward. I've had dreams with you in recently, and I didn't know why, and I couldn't quite place your face. Why are you here?
As the camera whips around from his face to Ava's gets blurred for a moment. I'm very curious what Ollie's current expression, hearing Nelson saying, "I've been dreaming about you," and all, and see Saito, and I'm just, is there an expression, or does he just stay
Yeah,
stoic?
there's when he says, "Did you go to Madison with Saito?" Like Ollie probably just winces.
That was
just
like the night that almost tore apart the coterie, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
just a wincing like flinch. Just like,
Rewatch
oh
that episode.
yeah, whiplash, it's happening all over again.
You're like, oh no, it's coming back. So we see that for a moment, that look on Ollie's face before he blurs and into focus Ava's face for her response.
You've been having dreams. I've been having visions about him. And he led me here.
He's alive?
No, I don't think he's alive. It's hard to explain.
No, it tracks. He disappeared halfway through what we were doing. And
And you are, as she...
I'm now,
Nelson.
and you are?
Ava.
Hi, Ava. It's nice to meet you.
Ava
properly.
might be one of the only names you know as. It's one of the only kindred I'm sure Saito spoke rather fondly about.
Yeah, I've heard about you. I think he liked you a lot. So
Well, glad that he talked about me to his friends. And you must be one of, or what did you do with Saito exactly?
well, he taught me. I guess I was like his child, sort of. He told me everything that, I wouldn't have known otherwise. And then we were going to get to work on a pretty important project of his before he disappeared. Which is sort of why I'm here, but not that you don't seem trustworthy, but it's very dangerous for me to be talking at all.
I'm curious.
I'm sorry.
I imagine, but tell me if I'm wrong. Saito would even say to not have trusted himself. Like, don't even trust Saito. Like, don't trust me either. Only trust yourself. Is that something you think Saito would have taught him or no? Your character.
Probably.
Your character.
Probably.
No, I just have these little thoughts that flicker in and out.
No, I think that's a very Saito thing.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
And Ava knows about Saito's work a little bit.
You knew about a little bit about the Thin Blood Railroad that was happening, or I think you knew about that.
I feel like we all knew about it, so I think
we definitely knew about it at a game. I'm just trying to remember if you knew about it.
yeah, actually, it's sometimes the meta knowledge and the game knowledge. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Dakota at least knows, right? So
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You guys would have
So
known.
it's probably pretty easy knowledge.
Ava kind of sits on this, what you've told her thus far, and I know Saito had a lot of plans, a lot of ambitions, and I'm aware of some of the things he was working on.
Okay.
I don't know the details, of course. But if he was looking for help, he pointed me here. Perhaps there's something I can do to help finish what he started.
God. Well, yeah, I need a whole hell of a lot of help. I don't really know where to begin.
Are you on your own? Is it just you?
No, but I'm kind of the only one organizing all of this.
You poor thing. After what happened to Saito, you're just on your own.
It's not like he didn't leave me with some stuff, but it's not lasted.
Yeah.
You two keep dancing around exactly what project they're working on. Insinuating and hinting, but never actually vocalizing it. Does anybody solidify that?
I don't think Nelson would.
That's what I'm curious. If you're just gonna, yeah, I'm just curious.
If he said it, it might be his head.
No, I totally get that. That's sometimes Saito would have taught him.
Ava will eventually break that ice, I guess.
You don't have to at all. You don't have to at all. Don't feel forced.
Actually, no. She's gonna keep skirting around it. She's gonna keep skirting around it.
I, as just a listener and viewer, I was just curious.
Yep. No. She's gonna keep skirting around it.
So continue. I'm curious. Last question. Has Ollie's emotions been like shifting as the conversation continues? Flustered, frustrated, annoyed.
Ollie's like, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In that order.
We're doing
Yeah.
good things, Ollie.
Hi, kid. I'm Ollie. Sorry to be the big fucking fly on the wall over here.
Sorry, I didn't introduce. He's my bodyguard.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Excuse me?
Hi, I'm Nelson.
Hi, Nelson. I'm not a fucking bodyguard.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I mean, he could be. He has protected me.
You-
So you kind of
You've
are
got
in
the
some
physique
ways.
for it.
Yeah.
Thanks, I think. So, I'm here now. I've come to the hospital, and it's like you guys. It's. I feel like I'm just on the outside of the game of telephone. You worked with Saito. You loved Saito. You guys have something in common. You're wearing your dad's ring. You wish he was here. That's cute and all. We're here now. Can you just give me the lowdown or let me go? Because like, I feel like there's a lot of information that's not being shared. So let's quit dancing around it.
I'm hesitant to tell you. I know Saito sent you here or whatever, but like I've been building this on my own for the last couple of years, and if something gets out, it's not just me that gets it. It's a whole bunch of other people that just are immediately in danger. So I need to know I can trust you. What do you think about Thin Bloods?
You asking me or you asking her?
Yeah, well, both of you. I need to know.
Well, I think everybody's got a lot of shit happening, and if one iron falls out of the fire, then a lot of people get hurt, in our line of work. So, frankly, I don't give a shit about Thin Bloods. I don't care about most kindred. I care about the kind of integrity and the reputation they carry with themselves. And if you're anything like Saito, there's a really good chance that I'm just not going to like you.
He was a bit of a hard ass.
Sure, we'll go with that.
We had a lot of he did a lot of good, but also a lot of bad. And I know that he had a very soft spot for thin blood. So I respected that and I definitely supported him in that, or I wanted to support him in that, but he didn't really tell me anything about it. Um, Ollie, just like the things that you do for people, Saito was trying to help these people. He was trying to help Thin Bloods. He was trying to get them out of here.
So you know about the railroad?
Vaguely, whisperings of it, yes. Again, I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
the
we
details.
participated in it. We definitely played a role in that. Remember the girl with the moon on her hand? We were helping moving Thin Bloods too. Like that was a part of it.
We did
I think
help.
I saw her.
Yeah. But I haven't really followed up on anything since that whole thing that happened.
Well, I mean, we've kind of had a lot of shit going on.
We do have a lot of shit going on. But I see that, or are you implying that that might be something that's still going on?
Do you think you could help us?
We might be able to.
I've got a few other Thin Bloods around town who are trying to find the last of us, trying to get us out.
Last of us here at Thin Blood as well.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Things go
No,
to shit.
Nelson? Is it Nelson, right?
Yeah.
How are you helping yourself first? Because I'm not going to help you if you're not prepared to help yourself first.
I've been thinking. I mean, I survive. Just day to day. It's tough. I basically feel like nothing has changed since, I died.
How old are you, kid?
I'll be 19 soon.
Actually, 19.
In terms of years lived.
Okay. All right. You wandered the streets alone when Saito died?
He had a place for me.
How do you feed? Are you a baby fanger? You got no teeth.
Yeah, he shows his teeth, and there are no points. Saito could do like magic bullshit,
Yeah.
but he helped me figure out some stuff. And he like takes a drawer, and there's a filing box full of blood bags. Takes one out and throws it to you. I drink this stuff. He doesn't normally do anything, but I've got some additives, I suppose.
But it keeps you fed.
Yeah.
You out hurting people in the streets?
I run when I can. That's about it.
Okay. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about the homeless?
I mean, they either keep their heads down or they hate the police or whatever as much as I do. We're either passing friends or, silent bystanders.
That's about how I feel about Thin Bloods.
Cheers.
They're just existing in this place. I get it. What do you think, Ava?
You said there were a few of you left in the city in Chicago?
We're looking for more, but we've basically done all we can for maybe like how many people? It's been 5 now that are fully out and gone. I don't know how they are, but that's part of the game. That's that's how it works. That's the whole point. And then they want to get out too.
When Ava and Ollie hear this, They want to leave. Dakota comes to mind. She made it aware to Mr. Jackson as well as you that she'd like to try and keep the Thin Bloods here. If they leave, they can't talk to Dakota, and she's the one they need to talk to, at least when it comes to the Thin Bloods leaving the city. It was directly given to her as a task by Jackson.
Well, we might be able to help you.
Yeah?
Yes.
You've got a route out?
No. But we might be able to help with that.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm gonna need to know a little bit more, but...
Look, we obviously, our coterie, myself, Ali, and another one, we are pretty deep-rooted in this city. We've been here for years, and we have a lot of... We try to follow Camarilla law as much as we can. But I think we need to find a way to do this where it's not... where our heads won't be on the line either. Our other member of the coterie, she's pretty close with a lot of people, the hounds, for example, in the city. She might be able to help, or at least might have a better plan. So I might have to converse with her about it.
Can you introduce me?
Yes, eventually.
Okay.
But there should be a two-way street here. I know this is a very secretive operation, and trust me, I will not say a word. But if there's something you can tell me as far as where you're at and what the situation is, that would be helpful.
Sure. What sort of things do you want to know?
Where are they? Are they all scattered? You don't need to tell me directly where they are, but you said there's, what, 5 of them that you know of?
We're all in Chicago. We're all...
Do you keep in contact with them?
Yeah, I can get to all of them.
And what have you been doing here? You've just been here in this hospital? Is this
yeah.
is this somewhere that you all meet up? Obviously, Saito knew about this place.
Saito owned this place.
Oh, shit.
And that may... and now as you look around this
That actually makes
understaffed
sense.
hospital,
That makes a lot of sense.
the money has clearly stopped flowing, and they are hanging on by threads.
Right. He didn't tell me too much about his work. But that makes sense. What else has been going on since Saito left?
I don't know a whole lot, but basically, like, he ran with the Anarchs, and when he died, all of the, like, thick-blooded ones that he told me I could go to were, they didn't want to talk to me anymore. Or they disappeared as well. So
The council doesn't even exist anymore. within
Anarchs.
yeah. I met a whole bunch of them once. It seemed like they had a plan for something big, but no, they're all gone.
Yeah, the Anarchs are pretty much dissolved in Chicago. As far as I'm concerned, they are.
I mean, that makes sense. I've just been surviving on my own, meeting other Thin Bloods. What's been going on?
It's only been those 4 in the past year, essentially. The Thin Bloods have essentially dried up. They've all stopped coming.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the Thin Bloods, but it's not been a very successful business. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad to hear that. I don't consider myself rolling with the Anarchs personally, but again, I know this is a good thing he was trying to do. And it's kind of sucks that it didn't really see to full fruition after he left. So I don't know if I feel like a personal responsibility or a guilt or something, but I do want to try to help.
Thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is it because you knew him really well?
Yeah. I really cared about him.
Yeah, me too.
On that exchange, perhaps silence of some moments does occur. A little confused or not quite sure to where to go from here. Saito led the two, at least led Ava here. Now, you don't know why. Yeah, helping the Thin Blood Railroad is all good and everything, but it doesn't answer anything. Nelson, as the silence continues, I'm curious where his thoughts and his trust would be at this point, because you could lead them to other areas, or you could simply try to usher them off for now. Is he, let me put it this way, is Nelson looking uneasy? Does he move? Is he still, I'm curious how he's carrying himself in the moment.
I think he's relaxed significantly since they first met. So yeah, it's he's realized that there's some trust there. Yeah, and he's probably just stood there clearly thinking about what to do next.
There's that, again, silence then that carries over. And as a few moments pass, the drawer needs to be closed and maybe trying to break that awkward tension between all of you. We see Nelson move to quickly shut it. And as he does, and he turns, in his hoodie, on one of his side pockets, an object that barely fits kind of topples out toward the back. As you look down on it, it's a small book, a journal, something Nelson carries on him every single day. It's a journal that, is my shit breaking?
Just bring down your music volume.
Okay, I'll bring down the music, yeah. Oh, I didn't bring it back from break levels. Oops.
Oh shit. So this whole time we're
sounds,
like
I did not mean that. My bad, guys. Sorry. This is why I don't run the stream. As Ava and Nelson both turn to look at what dropped out, it is a familiar looking plain black book. It's what Saito carried with him often. His notes, what he did a lot of his research with, and we've even seen him in scenes without the others. Sat in his ritual circle with his notebook nearby. As it falls, and hits the ground, and you see Ava. For a bookmark is a dried rose, barely peeking out over the edges of the paper. You can see that orangish red. Nelson, I imagine, bends over to pick it up. This is one of the only two things you have of Saito. Everything else was left behind. He even instructed you to leave this book behind should he never return, better yet destroy it. But this was his life work, even if you don't understand a damn thing in it. And perhaps you're a bit more human than he ever was. And for sentimental reasons, you've kept it for 2 years. Left it almost as is exactly, except for carrying it with you, as to not lose it or have a place broken into and have it stolen.
Yeah, he quickly bends over and like snaps it up.
Is that his?
Yeah.
Can I see it? She walks closer to him. And
How
they sort
tall
of
is Nelson?
God, he's like.
We should get a description of Nelson, by the way. We somehow
actually,
just
yeah,
skipped it.
yeah. What does
He
Nelson
looks like
look
Hector. What did Hector look like? I don't remember.
What did he? It's so weird, convenient. He, like I've described a little bit, he is a scruffy teenage boy in like really casual and, you know, slightly unkempt clothes. But he has a very long blonde hair that is just kind of gathered at the back in like a messy bun, and some I think that his most notable feature is his very, very dark eyes, brown, almost black. Yeah. And he blushes as soon as you like step within like a foot of him.
And Ava gets like right up to him. And
how tall did you say he was?
How tall is he? He's well, he was 16 when he was turned, so he's probably like 5 something.
So like 5'2", 5'3", someone kind of short.
Maybe like probably
he's mid-growth spurt. Yeah, exactly. He was 16, so he's probably like 5'2", 5'3", and Ava in her heels probably towers over him.
Yep.
Intimidating. As when we see the scene in our mind's eye, we are at the level of him, Nelson, right behind his shoulder, as Ava's intimidating intimidating presence steps forward, only inches from him.
And she reaches her hand out for the book.
As her hand reaches out, Nelson, this strikes an immediate memory. As I said to you privately in Discord, every time you've dreamt of her, it's always ended with her attempting to reach out. You assumed it was for your hand or to take your embrace, but as she reaches forward, asking for the book, this is exactly your dream. She looks exactly as you've seen her night after night in this moment.
He probably hesitates a moment too long and then very slowly puts it into your hand.
Is it obvious that you are suddenly, your whole posture changes?
Yes. Something is very different about him in this moment.
The moment your hand outstretched, it's though he looks like he's seen a ghost. If he could get pale, he would.
I almost want to use some of my auspex in this moment. To see, what do I have? Hold on. I was just re-looking at my abilities.
Yeah, please.
Spirit's touch. Oh shit. I forgot I had this.
Yeah, what is it now? You want to remind everybody what it does?
By touching an inanimate object,
Mhm.
aka this book,
Mhm.
the vampire can sense the emotional residue left by those who have handled that object or visited the location in the past. The user gains insight not only into that person, but also what is done under the circumstances. While rarely crystal clear, the information often provides or leaves possible gain from regular forensics induction. So yeah, either that. I'm like, I feel like that would give me info on Saito, but maybe it would give me info on the kid.
What are you looking for, I suppose, would be the question. What information are you wanting to try and attain?
If there's, I kind of want to see if I can see what visions, if I can kind of make out the visions that Nelson has been having.
Okay, I see. You want to you want to see if you can leech those dreams.
Yeah.
Though he hasn't mentioned them.
He did say he had dreams
did
about
say-
me.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say, you could try inducing a vision.
I could do a premonition.
Yeah, induce your own premonition, which maybe
yeah.
perhaps touching him or touching the book or something along those lines while you do it. I could see something like that working a little bit.
But also after this, I want to get a feel. I want to get a feel for him, but then also I do want to get a feel for this book. So I may also still put Spirit's touch on the book.
Sure. Do you want to just? So do you want to do both then? You could, or do you? Just
yes, I'm thinking. I think I'm going to do both.
All right. You need to make me a hunger check when you induce a vision, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. No hunger is attained. So as she outstretches her hand, Ollie, we move to your perspective in this moment. You see her outstretch her hand, and as obvious as it is to Ava, it is to you. Something changed. Instantly, his posture went from relaxed to befuddled, nervous, anxious perhaps, defensive, it's hard to tell. But it was instant. So strong an emotion he couldn't hide it. And then he slowly reaches forward with the book, hesitating, as he said, a little longer than he probably should have. And Ava reaches forward to grab it. And so I just want to, Ollie continues to watch.
I remain watching.
Yep.
There's, there is so much that I can do, right?
Of course.
And interrupting this feels a little off. He realizes that he's a thin blood. Ollie doesn't just want to backhand him down. And clearly, if this is another outstretch from Saito, this is that graph again. It's we see Ava fucking around and she might find out.
My favorite graph of all time.
Yeah.
And as her fingertips grasp the other end of the book, she closes her eyes and feels the coursing blood through her veins thicken. The area around her becomes mute, and much as she's seen many times before, it's as though she sits underwater, the real world, such a thick barrier away. But you do not see a dream. You do not see your own self outstretched. You see chaos. A similar swirling of black void nothingness in a blood red, similar to that of the sky. And you feel nothing but terror. Terror and urgency. It swallows you whole from your feet to your head, pulls you into its depths and plunges you to the edges of what feels to be the abyss. And as it's about to swallow you, your last breath given way, your eyes open. And he lets go of the book. Nelson, sorry for one moment.
Yeah.
Nelson, she grasped the book. It seemed as though she sighed and closed her eyes. And then, but a moment later, she opened them and here we are.
Saito said he did a lot of dangerous things. Can you tell me what's in that book?
I might be able to. Yes. She looks at him kind of strangely after she regains her composure from this vision she just had, and she steps away and takes a lean against the desk, kind of giving herself a minute, and she will try to look through the book.
And as you immediately open the book, the dried rose gently falls, slides onto the tile floor, and the leaves snap from the stem. So delicately held on were they. But the page they were on contains nonsense, at least on first look. Some of the words make no sense. They're in a language you don't understand. Pictures scribbled on different sides and the word Sybil scratched into it. Others are sketches of potentially people it's hard to tell. But there does seem to have at least been some sort of ritual, I suppose Ava would use as a term. Something on this page.
Okay.
It was the page the rose was holding.
Oh,
As
God.
she quickly flips through the rest, you see similar things, sometimes quick personal notes, notes that have nothing to do with equations or rituals. Instead, just things that he thought were funny, or perhaps a neat observation he saw that day. Other pages are filled with that strange language that you don't understand. Stains of dried blood on many of them cake it. You would need a long time.
Mm. Yeah.
Does Ava have anything in occult?
Uh,
One
do
dot. Yeah,
I?
so it would take a long time.
So could I still the vision that I just had,
Oh, yeah.
was that in relation to the book or is that in relation to Nelson?
You don't fucking
God.
know. Because you were
damn it.
both touching the book at the same time. That's what you wanted, that's what you got.
God damn it. I still kind of want to do the spirit's touch on
Yeah.
the book itself.
You can
So
always
I'm
do
going
that
to,
when Nelson's gone.
that's
if you
true.
want
I
to
could
do it another
I could do
time.
that on my
If you
I
plan on
probably shouldn't-
keeping the book,
probably
I don't know
shouldn't
if
do it here.
you I don't know if you planned on keeping it. I don't know if Nelson thought you were going to keep it.
She closes the book and says, "This is a lot. I might need to hold on to this."
Oh.
Actually, I will hold on to it. And she slips it in her bag and she picks up the rose from the ground and puts it in the book where it
And
was.
pick up the stem and scoop each individual petal. There were 3 of them up.
If I find anything, I will let you know.
Okay. And
Nelson,
you have a deal?
We
When-
can discuss negotiations. But yes, I'm willing to assist you in what way I can.
before you make a full decision, Nelson, on whether you're okay with it, the last thing I want you to remember is something that, I don't know if you remember Saito doing it. Towards the end of his life, he became more and more obsessed. We'd see him in ritual circles, staying up way too late, working on rituals that may or may not work. Nelson saw that. That notebook was what he obsessed over for so long, his practice rituals with his notes at the center. There is a lot of sentimental value knowing how much that book was a focal point of Saito's life. Now, I'm not saying he cares, but I want to give context fully before you figure out your character and how he would react. I want you to have full context to what this book meant in terms of Saito. There is no wrong choice. I know I'm not trying to push you in a specific direction. I swear to you. I just want full context.
I know you cared about him a lot, So, when you're done with that book, before I, maybe go somewhere or disappear or whatever, I'd like it back.
Of course. I will. You have my word on that. I will give it back to you.
Well, what's in that book destroyed him. Like, he
Yeah.
changed.
I will tell you this much. I think it has something to do with me.
Right. Well, he still taught me everything I know. So he was still pretty cool some of the time. Didn't know anything about basketball, but
Well, you are probably one of the only few people left that's closest to him. So I think we should remain in contact. And I think this deal that we want to have should involve our other coterie member, as she might be able to provide the most help, at least.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
perhaps we set up a meeting.
Sure. I'll have to make some, calls and stuff.
As I can see, you're very busy.
Yeah. I mean, of course. So, but I've still got to be safe and make sure everyone else is safe, and then yeah, I can do that. Arrange a meeting.
I look to Ollie. Perhaps the pub. That is a safe place, right?
Yeah. You can always come out to the pub. Everybody's welcome. Best burger in town.
Nelson, feel free to give me a intelligence resolve check, real quick.
Okay. I did resolve. Hang on.
We do love resolve rolls.
I really
5.
want to do whatever this is too.
You got 2 successes.
Yeah, I got
Thank you
2.
for saying so. When he mentions the pub, you have heard occasional rumors from Thin Bloods that there is supposedly a pub that's friendly to all creatures of non-mortal means.
Okay.
Just asking. It stirs a
yeah.
memory.
So, what's the pub's name?
The Lights Out Pub.
That does
I-
ring a bell.
Jot it
So-
down, the address on a piece of paper, and give it to him.
I can come there anytime.
You can. It's
Well, I mean, when we're open.
Right.
we're gonna have Nelson just showing up
Hmm.
like at any
For
time.
what it's
like,
worth,
hey.
we're not quite like you. We do sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Right. Is there a problem if I don't have an ID?
Don't worry, I'll let the front know that you're on your way at some point. Look for a scruffy kid, probably 19 or 20, has some issues with dressing somewhat like us. Likely has no money. I'll let him know that Nelson's on his way.
Right. That's perfect. If it's truly as safe as you say it is, or at least I've heard, then Thin Bloods are gonna want to come there.
Mm. Well, they're all always welcome. If they decide to.
As long as they follow the one rule.
Yes. They just need to not use any disciplines. Or use any of their powers, I should say.
Oh no, he taught me the lingo.
Yes.
Good. Practice
Good.
restraint inside the walls of the pub. If you don't, the ass kicking that's coming is not friendly.
Oh yeah. I've spent a while avoiding ass kicking, so that's easy.
Well, after you pencil us in your busy schedule, come see us anytime.
Right. Good. Who's this friend of yours, by the way?
Our other code remember, you mean?
Yes. One who thinks she can help.
Her name is Dakota.
Okay.
Saito might have mentioned her at some point too. Again, she has a lot of connections with some of the people who lay the law in the city. I mean, I do too, but she is more in connection with people like hounds in the city, and it might be good for us to come up with a plan together.
Okay.
Small note, Mathis, the shadow bar is filled.
Oh,
Oh,
hell
God.
yeah.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
Uh-oh.
We love that. I'm a fan.
Well,
I'm
it
a
was
fan.
fun having a new character while it lasted.
No. No.
Yes, that's it. Yep, you're done, dude. It's over. That's what it's for.
The three of us are pretty deeply entrenched in the city. We've rubbed elbows with some of the best and some of the worst, and somehow we're still alive. That says a lot considering that the person that taught you is currently not walking. We play a dangerous game too. We just like to cover our asses a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Like, he told me, I never saw any of it firsthand. He never let me. But it was always like secret meeting this and, you know, trading X, Y for that and the other, and he'd come back with a bunch of blood. Or I don't know. Like one time he had an AK-47. I don't know where he got that.
Yeah, well, he did things, right? What can you say? Saito had a way with people too. He just, I think he just got in over his head.
Wits awareness,
long?
please.
Who?
All
Who?
of you. Oh, all three of you.
Oh, dear God.
Can't get me this time, Mathis. Build this character for this.
Yay! You finally built a character that can pay
Oh
attention
my
to his surroundings.
god. I got
Ollie fucking
5 successes.
crushing it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 4.
You all rolled very, very well.
Yeah.
3, 4, and a 5. That's great. There's the lull in that conversation as Ollie lets that kind of semi-joke about Saito, putting it lightly, this is sugarcoating exactly how problematic Saito was, out there, and there's that brief moment of silence. And in that brief moment, all three of you can hear footsteps making their way down the hall with a muffled conversation, but with 5 successes, Ollie. Before they even have to get close, you recognize one of them. Genghis.
Oh.
Oh, we are butted up against Anarch territory, aren't we?
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask.
All right, well, I'm going to handle something. You two wrap this up. I recognize one of those voices.
Okay. Be careful.
This surprises you, Nelson, because not a damn kindred soul has entered this damn building since Saito disappeared. And now tonight, 2, now 3.
What are you vampires doing?
We,
Kindred.
Kindred. You looped in with this kid. Sorry, you still drink blood too.
Not wrong.
I'm not the one turning up here out of the blue.
Well, look, sorry, the invitation was apparently held out wide. You should have looped over the candle. Like I said, I'll be right back. I'm going to figure this out. If you hear some shooting, some screaming, I'm not going to die.
No, that's...
I
I'm
do
used
think
to it.
I'm the one that always gets in trouble. I'm the one that always I looked at Elsa, I'm like, I'm the one that's always getting yelled at for something. So, you know what?
leaving out the
Ran
important
around with
context.
Saito. Of course she was getting in trouble.
Yeah, he's like, no, I think he liked that about you.
You
Yeah.
think?
I'm gonna pull my rebutton up my blazer and shut the door behind me and open the next door that leads into the hallway where I can hear the footsteps.
Yeah. And you make your way into the hallway?
Yeah, turn where I
So
can
you
hear
like
the
cut him
steps.
off? You want to like meet up with him in the hallway is what you're
Yeah, I want to
doing?
cut him off.
All right. Before, as you shut the door, before we follow you, is there any last bits of conversation the two of you want to have? Or should we save it till after? Or is there nothing? Nothing? We can just move? Okay, cool. So, as Ollie steps out, his dress shoes on the tile clack with every step. You stride toward the end of the hall where you turned. And you can hear them arriving from where you all came, on your left toward the main entrance. And as you turn, there you see Genghis, bald and tattooed as he was before, wearing a button-up shirt that's unbuttoned at the top two, and khakis, with, when you look down, not dress shoes, but really comfortable Nikes. He's talking to an individual, a woman that looks middle-aged, that you don't recognize at all. And they're walking and talking. He's talking to her as she's looking up at him and nodding along, and they don't see you right away.
What are they talking about before they get there?
Make me a wits awareness.
Yeah. Certainly, I will try. Two successes.
If you
while
want
I'm
to
there.
will, you could always reroll two. of
No,
those.
I'm happy with the two. Just kind of standing in the hallway.
It's actually with two, with the silence of the hallway and the beep, the only occasional beeps and the sounds of television shows playing to a sleeping patient. You can hear their conversation relatively well. Clearly, the woman he's talking to is manager, perhaps, of the hospital itself, and he seems to be speaking about making an investment.
Okay, I'll wait for them to round the corner.
Sure.
And
They look to
Then what
pass
I'm
by
seeing.
the corner. They're going to keep walking because it's like a T-shaped, and you're down the right-hand side where it goes this way, and they're walking up down that way.
oh, sure. Then I will wait for them to break by, and then I will just trail behind a good 7-8 feet.
Sure.
I want to overhear the rest of this.
And you do so. It's all about the amount of money he's going to be able to bring to this place. It's clearly not seen the funding it's needed for a long time. The lights are out, for goddamn sake. The tiles are still dirty. They don't have the employees. And he can provide. He can invest in this place and take at least partial ownership over it. With the right money invested, he can spruce it back up, bring it back to the hospital that it once was a few years ago, restaff the place, maybe even bring some better pay, and really take this place under his wing.
I like to chime in at that point.
And it's just as they're about to open the door to her office.
Partial investor, huh?
There's a stop and a quick whip around of Genghis, who wears in a rather annoyed and angry face that someone even dare step in. And then when he sees it's you, the face relaxes a bit, but maintains a look of frustrated confusion. Wow, Mr. Hopkins, I wasn't expecting to see you here tonight.
Nor was I expecting to run into you.
Well, how can I help you all the way out here?
Interestingly enough, I'm aware of the former ownership of this hospital, and seeing as to what you were saying is completely accurate, it's falling into disrepair. I was thinking of investing myself.
Were you now? And he looks down to the woman, and she actually looks visibly confused. I've not heard of this. In fact, I've never seen you before, I don't think, but I would be open to talk about it, of course. And then
I don't want to step on toes.
With that, he actually takes that, and his face softens with a smile, and he goes, well, I appreciate that from one businessman to the other. I hope you have a great night. And he actually gestures for her to walk into her
Before
office.
you go, I would like to entertain the idea of us potentially being split investors of this facility. Seeing as the former owner was a close and dear friend of mine.
You can see Ollie, his jaw clench with his face turned away from you as you keep talking. And as you finish, he turns and his open palm on his left hand has mysteriously become a fist. And
At least entertain the idea before you begin signing papers.
he gives you a beaming smile that reeks of fragile anger that simmers just underneath. You can smell the hatred beyond. You know, I didn't think I'd be meeting a future business partner here tonight, Mr. Hopkins.
Oh,
Perhaps-
that's not entirely true. We've worked together in the past. Recent past, evenly.
I do have my fingers in many pies.
Just think
I-
it's an option for us to bridge a gap, mend some old wounds from our families. He looks to the woman. We have some history.
He drops a smile. I don't know what you have an interest in this building all the way out here. Even if it was once your friends. And I didn't think we had, I thought we had moved past any history. Let it be known now, in front of a witness, as he chuckles. I harbor no ill will toward you.
And none to you as well, Mr. Genghis.
Oh.
I simply wish to just bridge that gap. Continue a beautiful relationship.
Of course, I will, of course, take your offer into consideration. And then the woman speaks up. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note on the inside. And not while I'm eavesdropping, but I gathered your name is Ollie Hopkins. He said so. If
Oliver
I
Hopkins,
do you have
but
an easy way
please
to reach you?
defer to my compatriot here.
Sure. And partial investor. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it inside, right? And he looks down with another forced smile. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Mr. Genghis, please come by my office anytime so that we can talk it out. I'm sure this would be beneficial for both of us, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to invest with somebody that I didn't know a little better.
Of course. Have a blessed day. He'll turn and walk away.
You don't hear him respond at all. Only the door open and then shut. Do you head back there, or do you plan on just leaving and then everybody meeting back at the bar?
I will head back to kind of give them
Okay.
the wrapping knock on the door to say,
So,
it's time we bounce. And kid, you may not want to find this place too cozy. Think your house is about to get bought out.
Okay, well, I've not got many things here anyway. He grabs the box of blood bags and like offers each of you one as like snack for the road.
No thanks. Not my kind. I like to chase my food.
I'll take one. I've partaken in the past.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nelson,
You're welcome.
your haven that you were given is a forgotten, sealed off part of this hospital. Do you plan on staying here for the night? Because only no other place that is safe.
Does he look distressed? Like saying those things? Does
I'm
he kind of
curious,
like pause for a
as
moment?
he's gathering his things and thinking about where he has to go. Nelson truly is a man who's lost it all.
Yeah, he's thinking about whether he should sleep on the street
Kid, you got any other place
or
to go?
just
Like, what is the physical representation of that thought? Like, do you, as you're packing things
it's
up?
him holding this box and just kind of staring off into nowhere as he's like, Saito's room is pretty secure and I can get out even if someone finds it. But and he's like doing these calculations.
Why don't we set you up an apartment for a week? You figure it out. You like the place, maybe start working for me part-time, earn enough to pay some rent.
And you'll at least have him somewhere close by so Dakota can easily meet him.
You're not afraid of getting your hands dirty, are you? Doing some dishes, cutting some onions, shaping some patties.
It beats janitor work.
Sure, and at least this way I get a measure of your character.
Yeah, okay. Let me know where. I got to get some stuff together, though.
Yeah, come on out to the Lights Out pub. I'll get you a little studio for a couple of weeks. You don't have to worry about paying us back or anything like that. I pretty much own the whole fucking block anyway, so just come on out.
Of course you own a whole fucking block. That's kind of cool. Right, thank you. I'll see you
Nelson
later.
quickly grabs what is left in this room and scurries off to where he's going to go. Ollie and Ava step out, striding down the hallway and out the front door. The door, as you look back with the office, is still shut, and you can see both of them having conversation over your shoulder before looking forward, and I imagine feeling satisfied, Ollie, with how that whole thing went. And as you step out the front door, we blur cut to the bar. As you walk in, the last of the guests seem to be leaving as the night has gotten late and it's about closing time. And in the back, Grant's cleaning up. He hears the door, he looks out, and he's like, hey, hey, boss, hey, what's up? Hey, I'm so glad to see you came back, Ava. Slow night tonight, boss, so I think people, when they usually come, they all come at once, and people thought the place was closed, and it was just a quiet one, so.
It's all right, it happens. Hey, I want to let you know that you're about to get some help in the kitchen. I
don't need no help in the kitchen.
Oh, no, it's going to give you more of a chance to focus on the cooking aspect. We got a kid coming in to do some pre-prep. He just needs some cash.
All right, as a
Plus,
rule, it's my kitchen.
Sure. You're the second boss here. You call the shots. He has to listen.
I am the boss of the kitchen.
And Haley is taking off for a couple of days, so
yeah, I got her there, and she made me a drink. I said no, and she drank mine as well. And then she turned on the TV, and I tried to say goodbye, and she didn't say anything, so I left. So I think she's gonna be just fine. And he tries to give like this toothy smile.
That's good to hear.
Look, he's 19. He can't work the front. His name's Nelson. He's going to be running out the back.
Nelson?
Your name is Grant.
Better. First of all, Grant is a good name, all right? It's my father's name. It was my
sure.
grandfather's name.
Of a Civil War general. Get the fuck out of here with
How'd
that.
you know?
Don't clown on the kid because...
He was Confederate soldier, but he's a fucking asshole. But he wasn't the Civil War.
Sure. All right. Look, it doesn't matter. Don't clown on the kid. He's in a rough spot. He was a lot like you when I found you.
Is he like me, or is he like you, me?
He's like somewhere between us.
Okay. What's that?
This is the problem.
Wait, you told me about that. Yes.
Yeah.
That was part of the whole.
Yeah.
Whole
this
teaching.
is why I can't turn you.
Can he
Grant.
turn me?
No. Grant, that's not how the math works.
He squints his eyes and he goes, "You took a minute. Are you sure?" I'm not gonna let. I'm just joking. You don't have to worry about me. I wouldn't do that unless I wanted to, but I'm not gonna.
You're lucky I love you.
Yeah.
All right. You're lucky that I love you, that I like seeing your face in this place because it's crossed my mind. I've considered suplexing you through a table. All right. We got to replace most of that furniture anyway.
I'm superhuman now though, so I'll be fine.
Yeah. Light on your feet, are you?
Fuck you. And he like goes back to cleaning the kitchen.
Look, anyway, he seems like an all right kid, but I want you to really kind of take a measure of him, see if he's an all right guy. If something feels fishy or off, let me know.
All right. I'll let you know. And I ain't going to lie about it. If he's a good kid, and he's a good kid.
Sure. That's all I need.
You staying for a little while, Ava? Can I make you something? Kitchen's closed, but not for you.
A drink would be good. Some of my wine. I point to the top shelf.
Yeah. And he actually gets his little step ladder out so he can take a couple steps up and get the good shit.
Oh, that's cute. Look at him. Baby needs a step ladder.
Listen, you're supposed to be my wingman, all right? Not supposed to be throwing me under the goddamn bus. I could be as close to human as she could ever get. What?
Okay, well, look, Ava, watch as he stretches up there. Look at the way that his back muscles stretch out.
A good
He's
mate
so strong.
will provide for the one he's taking care of, and I'm providing her wine.
This is true.
And your good mate provided you a job so that you could provide the pretty lady the wine.
It's a circle of life. That's right there.
Yeah.
That's the three
Okay.
of us as
All
he
right.
finishes pouring a glass and slides
Remind
the
me to
wine
throw
glass.
you off a Pride Rock while I'm at it. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, come on. You think I'm Mufasa? You're Mufasa. If anything, I'm Simba. I'm like hot Simba. I'm like teenager hot Simba. That's me, Grant.
I'm good. I'm not gonna circle this life anymore. Okay, just serve her the wine.
Yeah, and he slides the glass across the table. For you, beautiful. Can't get you anything, boss.
No, I'm good. It's been a long day.
Yeah, no shit. All right, and as he shakes his head and moves into the kitchen.
I didn't even get that fucking bomb. The whole point of going out today was to get that fucking bomb.
God. Grant's like, oh shit, I forgot about that too. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We'll get the
It's
bomb.
only a day away.
You help me, Ollie. I'll help you. So thank you.
By the way, Grant,
Yeah, boss.
why don't stand so close to me?
She asked me what my favorite song was, and I told her.
You realize that song is about an underage and unrequited love.
Oh my God, is it?
Yeah, go listen to it.
Holy.
I didn't
Oh
know
my
that
God,
either.
it is. And as he
It
starts
is.
processing it, I just thought it was like, I don't know. I didn't know. I
Yeah, you just thought it was a jam?
Yeah,
No, it's weird.
It's good. Oh my. What about other police songs? Are they equally like weird?
I don't
What's
know.
Roxanne
I'm not dug
about?
into the discography. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's about a hooker.
Okay, I got that one.
Okay, well, I mean, you'll figure it out. Either way, weird choice, but I mean, at least it was a radio
She
hit.
asked me what my favorite song on the jukebox was. I told her. She put it on, and then she told me to go close for the night, and she got really scary really quick.
Thank you for not getting killed.
You're
I think.
No problem. I can't. I called. Hey, whatever. It don't matter. I'm going back to cleaning. Otherwise, I'm gonna be here all goddamn night. And he kind of swings into the kitchen. And as the kitchen door swings open, the front door in tandem does as well.
Hey, we're closed for the night.
It's Nelson.
Aha.
That was fast.
Hey, luckily, it's actually not too far from Lights Out Pub. One of the places that Saito liked to store some of his things was right near here.
Ah.
Really convenient, actually. He just like got a backpack like stuffed full of stuff, and it's like, this is everything I own. So I was always ready to move. Like that was the whole point. So
All right. Well,
onions?
Grant,
Yeah, what? Your boss? What?
come meet
Door
the new
swings
employee.
open. Oh, you must be Nelson. God, what are you, like 13?
Yeah?
Jesus.
Does Ava live here too?
No.
I wish.
I frequent here enough to say that I practically live here.
Okay.
So
All the
you'll
way
see me
from
here a
home.
lot.
I can see that look on your face. No.
No, what?
No.
I'm gonna be.
She doesn't
I'm
like you
gonna be-
like that. Yeah. Keep
Who are
digging your
you?
own grave, kid.
He was.
Hi, I'm Grant. And he reaches out his hand.
This is Grant. He's the floor manager of the Lights Out Pub. He operates when I can't be awake or here.
Hey, Nelson.
He's your boss.
Oh, fuck.
Grant's boss.
I am a boss. Call me
And
boss.
in a couple of days, you'll hopefully meet Haley.
People don't say that anymore.
That's
Haley.
not true.
Haley runs the front. She's a good lady. She stays busy. She's a little shell-shocked right now. I just kind of broke her into the world of Kindred. So she's adapting, I think, adapting.
That one's a rocky ride.
Yeah, it is. Is that all your things?
Yep. And he like slams a very heavy, but
Okay.
rucksack
all
on the
right.
floor.
Well, we're gonna go across the street. It's a block down. It's a halfway house.
I'll take him. Don't worry.
I've got. You gonna take him?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
I
you.
slipped the
I
key
got
off of my stuff. Take him up to 3C.
3C. You got
It's
it.
vacant.
You got it, boss. See, people still say it. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Cool. It looks like you've got everything under control.
I'm glad you noticed. Did you know I'm superhuman?
Did you know that I can make you forget anything I want?
Okay, first of all, you got to know something about this coterie. They are, and I mean it, that will get you killed. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to them. Don't even do it to yourself. Just, it's a bad idea. Rule number 1. We
It
clear?
has happened a lot to us, yes.
I don't really like doing it anyway. Like,
Good,
I did it
good.
once because a guy remembered my old name, and then he tracked me down, and then, like, I dealt with him. But, like,
There was
that
somebody
fucking
here who was
scary.
like addicted to it. Come on, let's go. I'll tell you all about him. And he opens the front door,
Okay.
and ushers you out the front door, and shuts it, leaving just Ava and Ollie.
Man, I kind of feel like a ringmaster.
That is how it feels sometimes, doesn't it?
Like Grant's most of the show himself, right? Like
Yeah.
a unicycling elephant juggling barbells.
And what does that make Dakota?
Well, clearly she's the strong man.
What does that make Ava?
The main attraction.
Bearded lady.
Yeah. there you go.
Bearded lady. It is a lot, but you know what? It feels good to help people. I feel good that we're helping this kid that
Yeah, and just
Saito wants to care of.
the problem is with the other people that we met today. Layla, he's
Yeah.
just unfortunately going to be a part of this now.
Right. Didn't want to think about that, but you're right.
Look, I'm a little worried. If I can be honest, I'm worried about this whole Layla thing. This isn't going to just blow over.
It's not.
I don't know what's going to happen. I do have a bad feeling about it. And I may have to go underground for a little while. And I need you and Dakota, even though she's not here, I'm going to need you guys to promise me that you can keep this thing running.
We will.
Thank you.
I know in the past, Dakota and I, when it's just us, sometimes I, get a little too involved in messy things, but I think
Sometimes. That was every time. You and
I
Dakota
think-
I can't think of a time when you weren't alone with there. Something wild didn't happen. Not bad. Not a bad thing. It's not a bad. It was always something that was going to shift the story dramatically, and I loved it.
It's a very reassuring rally. But I want you to know that I think we've had our times to let things out. And I think that we will be responsible, is what I'm trying to say. We will take care of it, and whatever you feel like you need to do with this Layla, we will help, we will support. So whatever you need, we'll help out.
Look, I have no delusions of grandeur. All right. I know that when it's just you and Dakota together, there will be literal and physical sparks. Just all I really need is that if you're going to make a mess, you're going to try to clean it up too. That's it.
Just got
We
to
do
try and
try to.
limit the spontaneous bombings is the problem.
We do try to. We will clean up our messes.
Look, the only reason I say that is because the first interaction that we've had with Layla is an attempted kamikaze bomb.
Yeah.
That was her door knock. How bad is her full tackle going to feel? What's it like when she goes all in?
I am a little worried. What should we all stick together for the next couple of nights or something? Like, should I stay here? Should I mean, the tower, the ivory tower is pretty safe, so I should be fine.
You
There's
have
no
the
way.
shared haven of the movie theater.
You could go out there to the theater if that was what you were after. But I mean, look, I've seen you stay here for a couple of days, and you get real,
Yeah, I
real
do get a little.
persnickety. You get pissed.
I do.
All right, it's just not shining, shimmering, splendid enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I get it. It's a dive, but it's my
You're-
dive.
You need new beds upstairs, Ollie. They're just, it's like sleeping on a board. I'm just saying, you could do with just getting some new mattresses.
Which is funny because she can't feel anything when she's asleep because you're just dead. You're just literally a corpse when you're
The process
during the
of relaxing before I go into my
No, that's totally
it's
no.
a ritual.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a ritual.
No, I just think that was out of context. It's just such a funny statement. It's just like, yeah, I get real uncomfortable when I'm a corpse at night.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got a fair point, but most of the people that are staying, they don't really care about the comfort. They're just trying to sleep off at night.
Of course.
I'll get it. Okay, I won't send Grain to the IKEA again.
It just, you can add it to the to-do list in the back room,
Yeah.
but I think I will stay at the Haven for a couple of nights.
Not a bad idea. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in the basement.
And Ollie steps away. My last question. Ava, did you want to touch that book now?
Yes. Yes. Before we end the night.
Mm-hmm.
I
believe it's a rouse check for spirit touch, right?
It is indeed. Rouse.
Okay, no hunger. So we watch. Ava, I imagine you wait till Ollie leaves?
Yes. Once it's, just me and the book.
And you watch as Ollie walks through the door, shuts behind him in his heavy steps heading down the stairs, and leaving you alone in the room. You finger around in your bag and eventually paw at and pick up a simple black journal. Pull it out and perhaps you flip through the pages a few times. But eventually, you must lay your hand upon it and perform the discipline. And you do. Your hand, palm first, is laid across that rough, grainy exterior of the cover of his journal, and your eyes close. A similar feeling begins to eep over you when you do this ability. You've done it a few times. Usually you're able to imbibe the emotions of the ones who owned it prior, and you feel pain, anxiety, sadness, urgency. They all flood you over and over. And when you try to pull yourself out of this, to let yourself return to the world and no longer need to continue this emotional journey, now knowing that Saito was urgent and desperate at the very least, you find yourself unable to. You try to move your hand, but it's as though your body is paralyzed. The feelings become more intense. And the feeling of falling begins. Ollie, you hear a thud. But that is it. Don't worry about that right now. Soon those emotions are completely overtaken by fear. Fear and the cacophony of voices that scream out. Hundreds, thousands, it's impossible to tell. But soon those voices are met with something all too familiar. Out of the void and the abyss that you find yourself spiraling deeper and deeper into come faces, one after the other, all begging for help to be killed, some with violent tendencies. You can't stop. No matter how hard you try, you plummet further, enveloped in this viscous feeling. Moving is as though moving through tar. Impossible. But soon you're able to begin to piece together a few of those cacophony of voices. Some stronger than others. Familiar and unfamiliar. Parsing through what you can hear, you see Nelson's face. It doesn't look pained, it simply looks stoic, fine. But you can hear him. and he's talking to somebody. It's impossible to figure out the exact conversations happening, but soon he is swallowed whole again. And more faces appear and dissipate before one latches onto your fear, it feels like, and pulls you, plummeting through the abyss, rising from where you once were, no longer the feeling of plummeting. And as you open your eyes in an area that looks completely unfamiliar, you see a Nosferatu. It's a hazy look of red and dark, and you're unable to tell if this is a premonition of some sort, or you're seeing something that's actually happening. You don't get to move. You don't control what you see. It all happens in flashes. But eventually you do get a look at the face of this Nosferatu as the visions come and go. It's missing a huge part of his bottom jaw. The tips of his ears have both been cut. Gashes along his bald skull. But he's still recognizable as Needles. He sits against a wall, near death, it seems, save the fact that he hasn't dusted yet. And you can see blood-red tears slowly trickling down his face. He's saying something. You don't hear anything. You can just see the flaps of his mouth move. And as he holds up a hand defensively, your vision blurs and cuts. And you see Layla, her foot on his neck, a smirk across his face. And you can read her lips, since her jaw is not broken. You see simply, "Thank you." But the vision ends before you see any further. Your eyes open, Ollie is standing over you. Her eyes were going black again. Veins along the sides, small, controlled, and they disappear. You see the book on a table next to where she fell.
I just saw. I saw something. I saw Layla in this vision I just had. She was with Needles. With her, I think she was torturing him or something. I think she took Needles. I think he was the one to give us up. To tell Layla where we were. Who we were. We're Needles.
As Ollie helps you up, with a look of empathy on his face, and one that says he suddenly understands the pieces of the puzzle. And as you help her up, our camera will pull back slowly out the front door as we watch Ollie walk her to the back room, where we imagine they have a long conversation. One we are not privy to, as we end the episode here. And we'll be back next week with episode 4 of SOS Season 3, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. I know we got the shadow bar up there and all kinds of stuff. You guys are just like crazy supportive. I think you know what the shadow bar did, because I basically used it right away to get Genghis to show up at the hospital. I was like, perfect. Actually, I know exactly what I want to do with that. Yeah, we're going to go be doing an after show. So if you guys enjoyed it or you showed up late, the VOD will be here immediately after the show goes down for subscribers. If not, it'll be on youtube.com/roll4it a couple days later. We're going to go around the room. People can shout out what they're doing, where you can find them. And we're going to start with the lovely Miss Ava Heloise, a.k.a. Miss Magitech.
Hello, everybody. I am Tracy, aka Miss Magitech. You can find me twitch.tv/MagiRPG. Actually, that's if you see MagiRPG in chat, that's me. That's where I play lots of tabletop games multiple days a week. We're coming back next week in full force. So we were off this week, but now that we too had a holiday break. So yeah, that's where I'll be for the next week. And all the other socials, you can find me at Miss Magitech, doing cosplay things, doing dress up on TikTok. So feel free to follow me there.
I always get a little Ava treat every week.
Yes. And I actually have some ideas for some Ava related TikToks that I'm going to do. So if y'all want to follow me there, I'm going to do some fun VTM TikToks there. So,
did you share that art or no?
Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I should.
I mean, you should. That art is incredible. Yes. You got some art done of Ava. It looks great.
Yeah. Surprise everybody. I got some art done. I commissioned an artist to do art of Ava. So I'll post it in the Discord actually. So you all can see.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So yeah, I'm very excited about it, but I'll share it on my Twitter and stuff too. Cool. That's me.
All right. Well, we'll go over to a bubbernaut, Ollie Hopkins. I want you to know, I keep trying to remember to tell you, my cat, who's named Ollie, and I've had him for 11 years. He is now Ollie Hopkins. That's like when I get mad at him, I call him Oliver Hopkins like every time for years. It's been like this for years. I don't know why I never told you. And I always think about it every so often. Like, I got to tell him that. Now, Ollie has adopted Hopkins as a name, especially for when he's bad.
Especially when he's bad.
Yeah. Oh, no. He gets the full name.
Yeah.
Oliver
man.
Hopkins.
Perfect. Hi guys, I'm Bub, formerly the Bubbernaut. Now I'm Bub Talks. I can be found all over the internet at Twitch, Twitter, Instagram as Bub Talks. Just look me up. I'm trying to make up interesting new characters, making their voices loud, and I've got a big surgery coming up in about 15 days, going under the knife.
Woo!
Yeah, and we'll see how I come back from that. I'm gonna be gone for. I could be gone a while, guys. It could be 3 or 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'll be gone from everything. But please, I'm going to be coming back. Yeah. You better come back and see the rest of Shadows of Sybil and anything else that Pod by Night does. This just means that you guys are going to get a lot more Josh and other guests as well. So you're going to be kind of stuck with him. I hope you like Nelson. Nelson was a lot of fun for me to encounter today. I hope I wasn't too hard on Nelson today either.
That was probably
that's
the
how
first.
Ollie is.
I think that was the first time I've seen Josh play like an earnest character and not one that's like dripping with like I'm gonna do evil
sometimes.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Sean, Saito, like you name it, every character I've seen you play has always had like
for sure
chaos.
No,
to him.
you did great. He is the kind of character that expects shit coming his way. So
he did live with Saito.
Fine.
Yeah, but that's me, guys. Come find me over on twitch.tv/Bub Talks. I'll probably be wrapping up Grounded. Who knows what else I'm going to be jumping into. It's just going to be chill days before I go into the surgery. So come find me.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, our dearest Nelson/Hector, Josh.
Yo,
So glad we could bring that character back. It's a nice little tie-up we didn't you came up with.
Yeah,
we did a little bit of brainstorming. Mm-hmm. I was going to be arty at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love Thin Bloods, and I really like this part of Saito's story anyway. So it's cool to come back as this character and like round it out. I'm also not going to be around for a couple of weeks but I'll be in Japan instead of like
you'll be doing cool shit.
Yeah. But when I come back, I will have some extremely cool announcements for what's going on with me. So in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Strange Adventures, or my Twitter, Gaming FTL, or like I'm Gaming FTL a lot of places. Or you can just hang out with me in the Pod by Night Discord. Like I run the community game in there. It's pretty dope. There's a lot of amazing players, and I have fun as well. So yeah, that's me.
Hell yeah.
How you doing, Mathis?
I'm good. Yeah, you can find me online as well.
Mike,
Mathis, whatever you want to call me at this point. Online, you'll find me as Mathis, Mathis Games on YouTube. You find me doing Chilluminati podcast primarily with a gaming video when I can finish editing one, which is usually a couple times a month. But most of my energy is like all here in Pod by Night, like thinking up plots and stories, and I'm so happy to be back with this fucking show. It just feels so good, and there's so many like connections we can now finish. But we're gonna talk about that in the after show. Thank you guys so much. Again, support us at patreon.com/podbynight, or drop a sub and some bits here. It all goes to making sure our cast gets paid and we get to keep doing cool stuff. We'll be back next week with yet another episode of SOS, and Dot will be back, and you'll see what she's been doing. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.